It's the Orioles on Masthead, and we welcome you a Sunday day game here at the ballpark as the Red Sox and the Orioles are about ready to wrap up a 4-game set. For the Orioles, they got to get a win today, or it will be a sweep for the #1 team in baseball. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. The frog in my throat may be there for the entire game, so if you hear it and you think it's your hearing, nah, it's all me. For Alex Cobb, who's going to be on the mound today, it's about rediscovering who he was after a very tough start to this season. Alex Cobb, after the last outing, which was a good one, said he thinks things are finally coming together, and here's the way he put it.
Caleb and I had a pretty good game plan going in. It was just try to be soft away early on, and then hope that would open up in later on in the ball game, which it did. We've kind of fell into a jam early on where we had to kind of do some improv out there in the first inning, obviously, but we went back to that game plan, and think fastballs in and curveballs later on in the game seemed to be opened up from the changeup soft and fastballs away early on.
Well, it certainly worked in that last ball game. Only a run on 5 hits, 7 innings work. Now, these are the numbers for Cobb against the Red Sox. You see this year, ERA up, but primarily because that was at the very beginning of the season. He had to get 10 starts under his belt before he started to feel right, and those games against the Red Sox came before that. Overall, 7-5 mark, a respectable 4.04 ERA, and he's held him to a 259 batting average. So obviously, won't be any easier today with this lineup the way it is clicking right now. But Mike Bordick, if Cobb pitches the way he has over the last couple of games, Orioles got a shot.
Yeah, you know, it's about giving your team an opportunity to win. And Alex Cobb's done that here recently. 5 of his 7 starts here over the last couple months have been quality starts. He's got 3 quality starts in a row. And really, that's all you can ask for. I mean, the defense has been shoddy, not paying a lot of detail to the game. So Alex Cobb can only control what he can control. Going out there with a good game plan and executing pitches. His fastball command's getting better. The split finger's coming back, and I think that's the key to his success. Now he's got 2 quality secondary pitches, nice knuckle curve and that split finger, commanding the fastball, so crucial to set up those secondary pitches, and he has been getting it in there to the lefties, and that's the impact he can have when he executes.
That sinker was not working earlier in the year, and one of the things we're seeing of late, the ground ball percentage is way up. And when you're talking about Alex Cobb, if he can do that, then he's got a real chance of going deep into a ball game.
Absolutely. He gets such terrific movement on his split finger. It fades down and away to the left-handed hitters. He throws it against righties as well, and that pitch is like his sinker baller. He's got good movement on his 2-seam fastball, likes to jam that in on the lefties, but keeping the ball down around the knees, certainly a key for every pitcher if they want to have success, but the home runs have been flying out of here like crazy, so you better work down, and you better be able to execute that fastball at the knees and then play the splitty off it.
Now, the Orioles will not have perhaps their hottest hitter in the lineup today, and that is Mark Trumbo. How long he's going to be out remains a question, but there's a knee problem.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, Mark Trumbo's as hot as he's been all year. Hotter than he'd been since he won the home run title a couple years ago. So it's nice to see his bat coming, but he's had an ailing knee problem. Nice to see there are other bats in this lineup to really help support him while he's out. Shouldn't be long before Trumbo's back in.
You ready to do a lot of talking today?
Absolutely.
I'm going to give you every opportunity. All right, we're ready to go. It's a Sunday day game, and let's see if the Orioles can avoid a 4-game sweep.
Fastball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by WB Mason. Who has the name brand products you love at amazingly low prices? Who but WB Mason, the official office product supplier of the Baltimore Orioles. Game time temperature today is brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. Temperature 84 degrees, high humidity 62%, mostly cloudy today. It's going to be a good thing for this Oriole team. Kind of keep it cool in the park and watch the ball fly here. Orioles going to have a challenge against, of course, Mr. Chris Sale, but Alex Cobb doing the damage today. He's been a hot pitcher, but a tough lineup here. Mookie Betts, he's going to lead off. Brock Holt, Steve Pearce, Martinez, Moreland, Nunez, Devers, Leone, Bradley Jr. in the Red Sox lineup. Mookie Betts is the MVP front runner right now. In August, 463 batting average, couple home runs, and 6 RBI. 1 through 9, this lineup has been tough. Let's take a look at Alex Cobb's pitch arsenal, though. Four-seam fastball has been important to him. Like all pitchers, you better be able to locate, and that'll help those secondary pitches play up. Knuckle curve, big time curveball for him, but the split fingers come on so much better here recently. 3 quality starts in a row, lowering that earned run average over a run here recently, last couple months. Of course, career-wise, second half always better for Cobb.
That'll bring Betts up to the plate, and we are underway on our Sunday afternoon game. In for a strike. Alex needs a good first inning.
Yeah, he sure does. Take a look at the numbers here that continue to come down. 18 home runs, though. Boy, the home runs have been a problem for this rotation.
That'll go down to third. It is a foul ball as Betts almost. Nunez diving, but it had gone on the other foul side of the bag. So the Orioles get an early break on that one, because that's a 2-bagger easily if that thing stays fair.
Absolutely. I mean, it's so important to keep Mookie Betts off the base pass. Well, first of all, he just rakes right now, 6 for 13 in this series, but he is their stolen base threat. He makes things happen at the top of this lineup.
Hitting .370 against the Orioles on the year for Mookie Betts. He's had 4 homers and 10 RBIs against the Orioles. Just trying to shut down the top part of this order, which has been so fantastically good. High fly ball headed down the line into foul territory and out of play. Now the Orioles, in what has been a very tough season, have already been swept this year 16 times. This would be the 17th if the Red Sox win, and would tie for the second most in a single season by the Orioles since coming here in 1954. And on the other side of the coin, as is true with all the numbers this year when you're comparing these two teams, the Red Sox have already had 12 sweeps on the season, and they lead the major leagues in that department. So again, you got the yin and the yang here, and these two teams match up. 1-2 delivery on the way, and there's that ball we were talking about as it fell off the table.
Oh my, that is filthy. A couple great fastballs in to really help set this up. Now Joseph setting up down and away, but the ball starts off down and away and moves back in around the ankles. What a pitch. Great movement on the split finger, and wow, how in front is Betts there. Works it perfectly. It's all about the execution.
Alex Cobb has got 79 strikeouts, 145 innings. That's about the average in his career. Not a big strikeout pitcher. More in the ground ball, letting the defense work behind him. Here is Brad Holt. He's got a 4-game hit streak going. Brooke has had a good series, 5 for 12 with a homer and 4 RBIs. It was funny, he and Bogarts were talking after the game yesterday about sitting in the clubhouse after the game watching television, and all the comment was about Mookie Betts, J.D. Martinez, and understandably so. But the two of them kind of smiling, saying, we've done pretty well. We're contributing to the ball club.
All right.
And they're absolutely right. It's just that you got two guys having gigantic years who have kind of taken the spotlight.
Absolutely. And that's what happens on the good teams. The great players are always the cream of the crop, so they rise to the top. And the role players, they play up because of the expectations and the bar that is raised.
Yep. Holt has a 2 for 9 lifetime against Alex Cobb. Defense pretty much straight up in the infield on him. He goes to the shortstop hole. They'd actually move that way. Nunez at third base. And there's one of those big ground balls you want to see when Cobb's pitching.
Yeah, nice play right there. Let's take a look at the Oriole defense behind Cobb. Rickard, Mullins, and Jones in the Orioles outfield. Beckham and Villar. Beckham back into the lineup. Nunez at third, Davis at first. Austin Wynns doing the catching today. And Tim Beckham with a day off yesterday in the second game as Villar played shortstop. Beckham, maybe just a little mental break there. He's had some problems defensively, and hopefully getting him back on track.
2 down, nobody on, and here's Steve Pearce. Pearce getting the start again as the DH today. He has had a 1 for 4 in the series. That one just slipped out of Cobb's hands, ends up going up high. Steve in the lineup. One of the reasons he is 4 for 12 lifetime against Cobb. Both managers take a look at those numbers and deciding a lineup, not overriding concerns, but hey, if you've done well against an opposing pitcher, they want to get you in there. In this case, they want to get you up where you may get an extra at bat or two.
You know, he's going to be that type of guy that's going to fight in the 3-hole here this afternoon. And Buck Showalter praises him all the time. He is a baseball player. He'll do whatever a manager asks of him. And I'll tell you, when you get into these type of situations, the opportunities to give players off, that's when Steve Pearce rises to the occasion. I mean, he plays really good defense. You can stick him anywhere, and he's trustworthy. And that's why he's had such a long career at the big leagues.
Shift is on in the infield, and the 1-2 foul back into the screen. Cobb is rather unique among the Orioles starters in that he has not had first inning problems. Now, he's given up 8 first inning runs, but compared to the other Orioles, that is a de minimis number, especially when you consider that he is starting his 22nd ball game. 1-2 delivery on the way to Pearce. He got underneath that one. Uh-oh. Down the line. Will it stay fair? Goodbye home run. The Red Sox cannot stop hitting home runs against the Orioles this year.
Wow. Well, reason he's in the lineup. He's ready to hit, ready to play. A little hanging breaking ball right there from Cobb. I mean, typically the breaking ball's had some nice finish on it, but look at this one. It just stays up on the belt. Pearce sees it well and stays tall, waits for it to get to him, and then just powders it down that left field line.
Look at this. Now, this includes the home run that was just hit. Our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers. Look here. Look at the home runs. 30-13.
Unbelievable.
Are you kidding me?
That's amazing. It really is. I mean, because the Orioles typically a powerhouse bopper type team too, but what the Red Sox are doing against the Orioles this year has just been incredible. And I'll talk about knocking the winds out of your sails. You know, you get fired up, you get hyped up for ball games, you get excited when it starts, and then boom, a home run, and it just sets you right back on your heels.
1-0 lead, and swing and a miss by J.D. Martinez. Speaking of home runs, here's the leader in the world in both home runs, RBIs, second in average, only to his teammate Mookie Betts. Vying for the Triple Crown, and finally actually admitted yesterday, quietly, I'd love to win the Triple Crown. That'll be foul back. I mean, who wouldn't? Cabrera's the last one. The Detroit Tigers, Miguel Cabrera, 2012. And the last Red Sox to do it was Carl Yastrzemski. And he's got a very viable chance. And one of the things that's happened with Jose Altuve expecting to lead the league in hits and average again because of the injury, Altuve out, has dropped down in both of those numbers. So it's kind of opened a hole for Betts, Martinez to gain ground on the average side.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such a rare accomplishment, and especially nowadays, it seems like the power hitters in the game, they have the high strikeouts, the lower batting average. When you can find the special player that can put it all together, obviously be a clutch performer, hit for the high batting average, drive in the runs like Martinez is doing this year, boy, you just got to put him in that special category.
Great pitch. Cobb came down and in and got him, but with 2 down, the home run by Steve Pearce. Red Sox up 1-0.
And take a look at the Southwest starting lineup here. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Now the Orioles leading off Joey Rickard this afternoon after a great game yesterday. Villar, Jones, and Mancini. Beckham, Davis, Nunez, Wins, and Mullins. Trey Mancini, has he been hot or what? In August, 318, 4 home runs and 9 RBI. Had a big home run in yesterday's ball game. And Trey Mancini swinging well, but boy, what a test it's going to be. Chris Sale, take a look at his pitch arsenal. Got that power fastball. At times he touches 100 miles an hour, but it's that slider he uses almost 35% of the time. That is nasty. Probably the nastiest slider in the game. Throws it hard. Breaks about 5 feet. 204 earned run average in search of his 12th win this afternoon. 207 punch outs. He can rack them up. Opponents hitting just 179.
And that ball's going to go down the line, and it will be a foul ball. So Joey Rickard gave it a chance. The only question really with Sale today is the fact he's coming off the DL. He has not pitched since July 27, 10-day DL with shoulder inflammation. Some believe it was more about giving him a rest with the Red Sox having the big lead in the division, kind of pulling him back a little bit as they start to get ready for the postseason. However, he was on the DL, so it's been a while. 0-1 delivery on a breaking ball that will miss outside. Now he comes in with the longest active scoreless streak in the majors. He has not surrendered a run in the last 23 innings worked, and that's where he lives, on that outside corner.
Oh yeah. He is just nasty. He's slinging a little crossbody delivery, so there's some deception. And look at the location. So not only does he have that power fastball, but he can locate with his pitches as well, and that's why he's separated. Made himself one of the best in the game.
He comes in with the #1 ERA in the American League, 2.04. He is second in strikeouts with 207. He has given up only 90 hits in 141 innings. He's got the best whip for any pitcher in the American League as a starter. 1-2 delivery on the way, and he will miss with that one down low.
Yeah, take a look at the rest of the numbers here. 6 with the win-loss record, and you really can't judge a pitcher by that, of course, but first in earned run average, and that's come down tremendously over his last 5 starts, giving up that 1 run. First with the whip. You don't want to keep anybody on base, and he does it as well as anybody. Opponents have a hard time touching him at all.
Hit pretty well to center. Little breeze blowing out, but it's not going to carry this ball. And Jackie Bradley Jr. will put it away.
And take a look at the Red Sox defense behind Sale this afternoon. Martinez getting another start in left field. Bradley Jr. going to be one of the best center fielders in the game today. Betts over in right field. Holt Nunez turning 2 up the middle. Yeah, Brock Holt, one of the most versatile players in the game. Devers at third, Moreland at first, and Leone doing the catching this afternoon.
Benintendi out of the lineup again in left field with Martinez out there. Villar coming to the plate. Couple of hits, 7 at bats. Lifetime off Sale. Orioles in the ball game yesterday, losing it by a score of 6-4. David Price the game before that, no runs, over 6 innings worked. The Orioles losing to another left-handed starter, of 14-24 now against left-handed starters on the year, and you got obviously you got another one out there on the mound. There is David Price.
Yeah, I know Buck Showalter's kind of talked about this 4-game series here. Be nice to have David Price eat up some innings and then have the back game started by Sale. Guys that you know are going to typically get deeper into ball games. So he was able to use up his whole bullpen in that doubleheader yesterday.
Every pitcher that the Red Sox have in the bullpen has been used in this 4-game series.
Yeah,
every one of them. And that's because you got Price and Sale, who you can count on to give you deep innings in a ball game. 1-2 delivery, burning that one at 99.
Yeah, that's just hit it if you can, man. I'm going to reach back in my pocket and I'm going to get on this one as hard as I can. He just lets it fly. Misses his spot by a little bit, maybe a good foot as it cuts back across the plate, but it's 99 miles an hour and it's slung over there too, so it's moving away. I mean, he has a little bit of a margin for error with that deceptive delivery and of course the power fastball. Look at the numbers there, just 178 on the heater.
208 strikeouts in 142 innings. Here is Adam Jones. He has seen Sale a number of times before. 6 for 25, which against Chris Sale happens to be a pretty spectacular number, including 1 home run. 0-1 delivery to him. Then we take it at the knees for a strike. Sale does what a lot of managers talk about, and Buck does all the time, and was talking about it today in terms of Jeffrey Ramirez. You cannot be dithering around with opponents, especially the Red Sox. You got to challenge. You got to throw strikes. And that's what Sale does in every start.
Absolutely.
I mean, he just comes right at you.
Yep.
And he's got the stuff to be successful at it. And a high strike call. That's not a good sign for the Orioles, and a great sign for Sale. He gets 2 strikeouts and retires the side in order. And the box says that was a strike. With a 5.6 ERA at home.
Yeah, let's take a look at our PNC inside the numbers. And Alex Cobb, pre-All-Star break this year, obviously rough start. 6.41 earned run average, but he has been hot. 5 out of his last 7 quality starts, lowering that earned run average to 2.25. How about the difference? 4.16. And historically, Alex Cobb in his career pitches much better. The second half was definitely something to look forward to. His best months in his career, July, August, and September.
He will face Moreland leading it off, and the pitch is in there for a strike. Moreland, a couple of hits, 9 at bats in this series. Moreland getting the start at first base. He's only had 1 home run against the Orioles this year. I mean, what's the problem? Trouble is, also hit 270 against the Orioles. Cobb will work that one away. Shift is on, so he's got that whole third base side to work with there.
See the big shift right there. Take a look at our StatCast AI powered AWS, and of course Moreland, bulk of his hits coming to right field, so the Orioles putting the big shift on.
Right up the middle, hit off the mound, maybe off Cobb. Nice running play. Boy, that was a tough throw that had to be made. VR able to come, Beckham able to come up with that and get the out.
Actually, I think it was Nunez.
Was it Nunez?
Yeah, a little deflection right there by Cobb, and a nice play. Nunez, and like most infielders now, you better be adjusted to both sides of the field. So Nunez, third baseman for the Orioles, but he makes a play, a very tough play for a second baseman out there. Looked pretty easy. Nice job to record that first out.
Good help defensively for Cobb here to start the inning. Here's Nunez, and a breaking ball in. Nunez, a 4-game hit streak coming in. He's continued it in this series with a couple of hits, 8 at bats, including a home run and a couple of RBIs. Nunez off the fists. Center field, Cedric Mullins waits.
Game of Thrones returns to Oriole Park on Tuesday, August 14th. Choose between 2 special ticket packages, and with both options including a Game of Thrones bobblehead. Learn more about each special ticket package and purchase today at Orioles.com/Game of Thrones.
So Cobb again getting the first 2 outs as he did in the first inning. Devers up. He hasn't had a hit in this series, which is pretty amazing for all the hits that have been put up. He's had the 0 for, and he is 1 for 8 lifetime against Cobb. 0-1 delivery by the right-hander will be a great pitch down and in.
Yeah, nice breaking ball there. You know, the one thing, if you get into a series and you take your 0 for, the one thing you can do is help your team out with the glove. And Devers, who's had problems defensively, has made some exceptional defensive plays this series. And that's what you hope for any player. If you can't drive them in, at least stop the other team from scoring them with the leather.
And he knows what the discussion has been around the Red Sox and fans. Is he good enough to play every day at third base? And it's an ongoing discussion. If the Red Sox have any weakness, and I'm not sure they really do, it may be their infield defense. And he would be the primary suspect, fairly or unfairly, being named.
Well, you know he was feeling the heat because they don't mince their words up there in the media in Boston. And his name came up multiple times. Is he going to be the third baseman in the postseason? Is he a World Series caliber third baseman?
That's going to go to the gap in left center field. It'll stay up just shy of the warning track. Hauled in by Rickard. Took only 10 pitches. Cobb retires the side in order. The home run. Pearce. 1-0 Boston. Serve in the armed forces and USO Day here at the ballpark. Great to have you all with us. Special suite provided each Sunday in recognition of their service. Orioles have been fortunate in one sense, and only one sense, in this series. There's been no rain.
No.
And there was expected. I mean, they were really worried about getting in both games yesterday.
I know. And the problems they had with the rain the last series here, my goodness.
Orioles have had 14 weather delays, 9 of them at home, 6 postponements. First pitch will go to third. Plenty of time. Devers able to find it, and Mancini is retired.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Maryland Lottery's contestant of the game. Is Kevin Moreland from Hagerstown. He's won $500 by being selected and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play home run riches, scratch offs, and win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be a contestant of the game. Visit MarylandLottery.com/home run. Good luck, Kevin.
Where the ball's been flying out of here, you get a pretty good shot. Both teams have been hitting home runs in this series. 1 down, nobody on. Here's Beckham. Beckham's never had a hit off Chris Sale. He is 0 for 13, which is one of the reasons he's a bit down in the lineup, if you will. Batting 5th when normally he's up there in the 1 or 2 spot in the lineup, but not against Sale.
Well, Sale's a very uncomfortable at bat. When you get a guy that can sling it like that and isn't afraid to pitch in, I mean, that's when hitters feel uncomfortable. I mean, I liken him to Randy Johnson, Hall of Fame pitcher. Very similar, about the same arm slot. Johnson maybe a hair taller, so the release point might have been a little closer, but their stuff the same. And he's got that type of slider where it could potentially swing and it could hit you in the leg. You know,
and a fastball is so fast you almost have to swing before he releases it.
Yeah. Oh, you got to get it going.
And the other thing is he's so tall with such a reach on a pitch like that. It looks like he's about 50 feet away from you by the time the ball's released and it's on you and explodes.
Absolutely. So out of his hand, you always got to think fastball. Here comes 99 to 100. But this breaking ball starts out in the lefty's batter's box. So right away your mind shuts off, give up on that pitch, and it breaks back in over the plate. It is a nasty slider.
So 2 down, nobody on. Here's Chris Davis. Davis a 2 for 20. Lifetime off Sale, who ride him inside at 98. Well, we said he hadn't pitched because he'd been on the 10-day DL. One, the velocity's right where he left off. There's no sign of any velocity problem for Sale. And certainly the motion, no problem with the mechanics on it. So he's kind of picked up right where he left off in that last start on July 27. He hasn't given up a run the last 3 starts. Texas, Detroit, and Minnesota. Works outside and misses.
Yeah, so you'd think there might be a tell if he had an arm problem, right? So this is the number before he went on the disabled list. 6 starts, 5 wins, .23 earned run average, almost 40 innings pitched there. He gave up a minimal number of hits, 1 run across the plate. Are you kidding me? That's as dominant as you're going to see in the game.
And the strikeouts in those ball games: 10, 9, 12, 12, 11, and 13.
Meh.
3-1 delivery on the way, and Davis will fight it off. Chris had to go after a 98-mile-an-hour heater. He's coming in at 98, 99 when he really wants to throw the fastball. So far early in this ball game.
Yeah, really seems to be working at that number. I mean, consistently hitting 98, 99.
Against the Orioles this year, in the starts he made, he had 8 strikeouts in the first game and 9 in the second one. 3-2 delivery on the way, and Davis will foul it back again.
Pretty good hack right there for Chris Davis.
Lifetime for Sale against the Orioles. He's 6-2, 2.67 ERA. He has struck out 89 Orioles in 67 innings in his career, which is pretty much consistent with what he's done against everybody else. 3-2 delivery on the way, and then he comes with that. From 98 down to 82. And all Chris can do is wave at. He's already got 4 strikeouts, and the Red Sox lead at 1-0.
To us, and you could face Adam Jones in a cooking battle. Live, fearless, with the name trusted for over 75 years. Care First, Blue Cross, Blue Shield. And I'll tell you, it's legit. Adam Jones can straight up cook, and the challengers are awesome. I know, Gary, you and I have done this a couple times, but they fill up out there. One year I had ribs. Last year I had an incredible ham sandwich. I mean,
oh, that ham sandwich
incredible.
was a panini type
yeah.
ham sandwich.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
absolutely delicious. So what would you submit as a dish if you were submitting to compete?
I might try a lobster.
A lobster?
Right.
Yeah. Hey.
Just something that can kind of live on
Yeah.
its own, nothing I have to really mess with.
Good idea. I'd have to submit my bread pudding with bourbon sauce. The pitch will be taken for a strike.
Is the bourbon sauce on the side?
It's anywhere you want it, baby. You don't even have to eat the bread pudding. Sandy Leone. No one delivery to him, breaking ball inside. Leone also an 0 for in the series, but only 3 at bats. He has gone 0 for 3, and Butler have taken turns behind the plate. 1-1. That'll go to second. The R up will make the play, and 1 down.
Now the Mets visit Oriole Park August 14th and 15th, and on Wednesday, August 15th, all fans will receive an Orioles Maryland State T-shirt. For tickets, visit Orioles.com. I like that T-shirt.
Very nice.
Hopefully we can model it soon.
You've always told me you can model anything, so my assumption is you can.
I like the hat too.
I paused there to give you a chance, but obviously you're a man of great, very good, fine reticence at the moment. Wow, did he tomahawk that pitch? Jackie Bradley Jr. deep, and it'll be hauled in. Cedric Mullins, a nice play. Had a long way to go, but that punt had hang time on it.
Oh, it sure did. I mean, Bradley Jr. chasing after a pitch up around his neck, and he squared it up. It's nice to see Cedric Mullins running. He's had to chase in the gaps and had a couple tough chances, and this time gets a good read with the hang time. Both he and Adam Jones chasing, and Adam Jones giving way to Mullins in center field. Oh yeah, thank you very much out there, Cedric.
Nice play in the long fly ball out. That pitch had to be up above his eyes when he took a swing at it. 2 down, nobody on. Here's Betts. Leadoff batter, 2 down. And we'll take the pitch outside for a ball. Mookie Betts continues with the very big numbers. Leads the average, 351. Tied for first in runs with 99 runs scored. He is 5th in hits, and he's stayed hot here in August. He's hitting .463, best American League average in the month of August. And it doesn't matter home or road. He's got best average at home in the American League and the 3rd highest average on the road. I mean, what else you gonna do?
Right. I mean, so consistent everywhere he plays. It doesn't really matter the venue. But his on-base percentage is what gets me. I mean, is this the leadoff hitter you want or what? I mean, he's got it all. Ricky Henderson comes to mind, the power, the speed, the on-base percentage. And if you're a hitter like J.D. Martinez, 100 RBI already, Betts is certainly a huge part of that.
Talking with the executive today regarding the Red Sox outfield, we were trying to come up with an outfield that has been as good defensively as this outfield. Now, Martinez out in left field, it's a little less, but with Benintendi, Bradley, and Betts, I think it's the best outfield in baseball and maybe one of the best of all time.
Yeah, I have to agree. You know, the Red Sox have run out some pretty darn good outfields in their history. And I know as a kid, you know, Fred Lynn, Jim Rice, and Dwight Evans. And I thought that was probably the best outfield I'd ever seen as a kid. And now watching these guys cover some ground, I mean, pretty impressive, and especially to do it at Fenway. Probably the hardest place to play outfield, and they've been consistent and good for a number of years now.
2-2 delivery by Cobb, hard down to third base. Nunez on the recovery will get the out. So another 10-pitch inning. That's 2 10-pitch innings consecutively. And he has now retired the last 7 batters faced. on as expected north of the border. The Blue Jays aggressively transferring their roster from the playoff clubs of 15 and 16. The attendance is in decline. Team is seeking money to renovate the aging Rogers Center, better generating revenue, and just looking around to make changes. And John Gibbons, their GM Ross Atkins, under contract through 19. Their president Mark Shapiro's deal running through 2020. Are they going to stay? Are they going to go? And then John Gibbons said, not sure I want to go through a total rebuild. So big questions in Toronto, not only regarding their players, but their entire front office and their manager as to what's coming.
Yeah. Oh, my. A couple teams in the American League East, questions about the future. Of course, the Orioles going through some things right now, and there are still a lot of questions that will be answered shortly in the upcoming offseason. But, yeah, the Blue Jays very much the same way. And I think they follow kind of the same path as far as getting to the postseason, having the success, battling through the American League East when the Red Sox and the Yankees were down. And it gave the Orioles and the Blue Jays those opportunities to make it in the postseason. So they made pushes in there. And unfortunately for the Blue Jays, the players that they obtained all aged, it seemed, rapidly. They had a lot of veteran guys that, they're now over the hill and just not able to produce. So they have to make some big changes.
Nunez up against Chris Sale. A 1-ball 2-strike delivery. Wins on deck. He's going to get a base hit to left field. So it won't be a no-hitter. There is the first hit of the ball game for the Orioles.
And fans, as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the Hold Truth moment later in tonight's game.
I think the other thing that happened probably in Toronto in hindsight, even folks there who are involved with the club say now, they waited too long. They hung on to the Bautistas and the Encarnaciones and a couple of others who had passed their prime. They hoped to get a year or two more out of them, and they didn't, and then discovered we don't have anybody to take their place.
yeah, exactly. It is so hard for general managers, owners to make these type of decisions when they have players that have led them to the promised land, and unfortunately the skill levels kind of diminish a little bit, and it's frustrating for both sides. Really, the player wants to be part of a community that they've helped take them to the postseason because it's a great memory for players. You feel like you can do it every year, like you've been a part of something tremendous that could last a long time. Well, it doesn't happen that way. And there have been times in the past where general managers have been criticized for some of their better players moving them at certain times. And I remember the Cleveland Indians when they got rid of Carlos Baerga. There was an uproar in Cleveland. How could that possibly happen? So it can happen and should. There should be a fluid transition. It's a tough balance.
Yeah.
But at times, your veteran stars do age.
Very tough. Wins will take the pitch inside for a ball. 2-ball 1-strike count. Sale with a runner on at first base. Leadoff man on. Sale's one of the best at that department too. He's retired 76% of leadoff batters. So when you get one on, you figure you're only going to have maybe 2 per ball game if you're lucky. With a leadoff man on base, so you try and take advantage of it. 2-ball 1-strike count. Wins with Mullins waiting on deck. Breaking ball. He's thrown 2 of those nasty pitches at 82 miles an hour in this at bat.
Yeah, that's filthy right there. You think, okay, 2-1 count. It's going to be a low-scoring affair. At least you hope it is. Maybe the Orioles going to put something on, a little hit-and-run action. But how hard is it to hit and run against Sale? That is a nasty slider right there. You saw Wins out in front, and Wins seeing the ball very well here lately.
Runner off first, and the 2-2 delivery by Sale. He'll come inside with it at 100 miles an hour.
And his kneecap said, thank you for not hitting my kneecaps. Would have ripped them both off. A little brushback pitch makes the hitter very uncomfortable.
Sale not happy with his follow through on that last pitch. Talked to himself. Came through a little too far. And that may be the one thing that may happen a couple times in this game because he hasn't pitched for a while. That slot, they move a little bit. 3-2 delivery, and there's the breaking ball and got him on the outside corner. And he tried to force it into a walk, but Wins never tossed the bat. He knew.
Well, Austin's thinking, and I do too, that this pitch went around the plate. I mean, it's such a big breaking ball. For him to be able to backdoor the slider, although that's tough from the top, man. It does look like it caught that corner, but almost impossible. Take a look for the back here. I mean, why do right-handers give up? It looks like it's heading to the backstop out of his hand. I mean, it's over in the middle of the lefty's batter's box, and it breaks back in.
5 strikeouts on the board for Sale. Here is Mullins. Buck has used him in the 7, 8, 9 spots. Back to the 9 spot for this game in the first series of his major league career, which he has gone 4 for 9 with a couple of RBIs. He's got Nunez on. This supposedly is weaker side as a switch hitter. So when you got Sale on the mound, young player, going to keep him down in the lineup. When you got a switch hitter against Sale, and this isn't the hitter's best side, you're going to keep him down in the lineup.
Right.
Give him a chance. Take the heat off, if there is such a thing. Nunez short lead at first, being held by Moreland. 1 ball, 1 strike, delivery on the way, and
That is filthy.
the movement on that is phenomenal.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's reminiscent of backyard wiffle ball.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that much movement. You just have to have perfect timing. You have to have total focus and concentration. You're going to square that pitch up.
1 ball, 2 strike count. And then he just goes to 99 away. 6 strikeouts.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive work right there. Started him off with an 89-mile-an-hour changeup. And then, of course, the heater, slider, then fastball away. And all quality pitches.
Alex Cora did say before the game regarding the return of Sale off the DL today, probably not going to let him throw 100 pitches. So I'm looking at more like 85 to 90. But a lot of that will depend, obviously, on what the Orioles are or aren't doing against him. If he keeps pitching like this, he may throw 200.
Yeah, there's no rust on that arm, I'll tell you.
Outside corner strike. Joey Rickert flied out. Center field, first time up. Gave it a pretty good ride. 2 down, 1 on. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, a lot of the Oriole hitters, I don't think they're looking back at the umpire. I just think they're looking like, how can it break that much? How can you hit the pitch if it's that far away from you and then coming back into the plate? And it really is. It's touching the plate when it crosses.
See if he throws that 100-mile-an-hour heater. Yep. That time he missed, though. He got up high with it. So that's his right now. The routine he's in. Breaking ball starting. Gets ahead in the count. Then comes in to try and put you away with a fastball. Right-handers down and away at 100. What's so hard about that? 1 ball, 2 strikes. That time back at 100, but that is exactly what Joey Rickert was looking for and tried to cue it up.
Yeah, and the problem is if you guess wrong on one of those 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, and it happens to be that slider, you look a little foolish. But you definitely have to stay aggressive. I mean, Sale's all around the dish. He's making great pitches, yeah, but you got to be in that aggressive hitterish type of mode. You can't be taking pitches off him. And try to attack him early and hope you run into one of those heaters.
And he comes back with 97. So he has 7 strikeouts in the ball game. He strikes the side out here in the 3rd.
Baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals.
Beautiful day in the Inner Harbor. A lot of music concerts going on around Baltimore here this week and this weekend. A lot of folks in town to enjoy that. They certainly have had the summer weather for it. And here at the ballpark, 24,000 for game 2, 18,000 plus for game 1 in the doubleheader yesterday. Well, Cobb knows, he knew before he started the task in front of him, and it's just proven to be true that he has no leeway.
No, he certainly doesn't. I mean, he's throwing a gem right now. I mean, the one mistake, obviously, to Steve Pearce, but split fingers working well. He's got a nice breaking ball, fastball command, and Aaron Sales on his game. So he's got to hope that somehow the Oriole offense is able to touch one or two on Sale, but he's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Holt will take the pitch down low. Each team has only 1 hit through 3. Pearce got the home run. The Orioles got the single by Nunez. No walks. Strikeouts. First inning, a couple picked up by Cobb. And that's going to be a base hit to start the inning up. So Holt is on. He's got a 5-game hit streak and a leadoff single here in the 4th inning.
The Orioles host the Yankees August 24th through the 26th, and for each game, fans are encouraged to bring any non-perishable food items and cash donations to the park to benefit the Maryland Food Bank. As a part of the 32nd annual Orioles Reach Food and Funds Drive presented by Masson, WJTV, JZTV, and Pompey Inn. Olive oil for tickets, visit Orioles.com.
It'll be part of another doubleheader weekend. The Orioles have the makeup game against the Yankees. Doubleheader Saturday, split again. And the pitch will be taken up and in. Steve Pearce, the home run, number 10 on the year. Now, Pearce with 10 home runs, but more importantly for the Red Sox, he's done so much of this with them. He's hitting over .313 now. And 6 of the home runs that he has put up this season, 6 of the 10 have come with Boston. And he has done that in just 24 games. So in half the number of games that he had his first 5 home runs, he has double that amount with the Red Sox.
Yeah, pretty incredible. And look where Steve Pearce has been playing here recently. Obviously, the Baltimore Orioles and had an impact. And he's on some pictures in the clubhouse where he helped lead them to the postseason. And then he goes up to Toronto, where they had success, and they know how important he is, especially in the American League East, a versatile player. And then, of course, the Red Sox, best team in the American League East this year. And who do they hunt? Steve Pearce, one of the first moves they made. I mean, that's what kind of impact he can have down the stretch.
And that's the job done by the front office. You're looking for these kinds of players to assist you when you're having a good year. And Steve Pearce is one of those you want. 2-1 delivery on the way. That will be taken outside. The home run given up by Cobb to Pearce, number 19 on the year. 11 of those have been hit by right-handers against Alex this season. He too has had the home run bug jump up against him this season. 3 ball, 1 strike count, runner off first base. Got that one up a little bit and he popped it up. Davis coming. So is Wins, and it's playable. Austin Wynn's got a late break, but he found the baseball in time to get there and puts it away.
Well, a really nice play by Austin Wynn's. I'll tell you what, he's done an exceptional job. His bat's really coming through for the Orioles, but defensively he's been on his game, and nice to see. Austin Wynn's throughout the minor leagues been considered a very good defensive catcher. Made a nice throw yesterday, but this is a tough play. Looking up in the sun, got to dance around the circle. You see Buck Showalter ready to make a play on Wynn's as well. And Wynn's able to harness that one. Big first out.
And J.D. Martinez, a strikeout victim, his first time to the plate. Runner at first base and 1 down. And he'll fist that one down the line in right field. And it will fall in for a base hit. Adam Jones to get it. Holtz on his way to third. Fobbles it. They're going to send him home. They got a chance at the plate. Relay throw there, but not in time. It'll be an error charged on Adam Jones in right field. They were going to hold the runner up. In fact, Holt had been held up And then when it got bobbled, they waved him on.
Man, even when Martinez doesn't hit the ball 100 miles an hour, he still finds some outfield grass. There you saw the bare hand bobble, and it just gave Holt that extra half step to slide in head first. Got the open on the backside of home plate and in safely. You know, one thing I've noticed here recently, the Orioles cutoffs and relays have been a little off target, not quite as crisp as we've seen in the past, that they certainly have to work on.
So a 2-0 lead. No RBI for the world RBI leader, J.D. Martinez. He will get a double. The run will score in the error charge to Adam Jones. 1-0 count. Moreland on at the plate, grounded out his first time up. RBI chance for him with Martinez at second. 1-0 delivery on the way. J.D. Martinez now with a couple hundred of the two-baggers in his career. One of those benchmark numbers for a major league or player at any level.
Absolutely. I mean, that guy is all about slugging percentage. It's not a home run, it's a double.
They'll hold him close at second. Beckham moving in behind him. Pops it up third base side. Nunez shading his eyes, moving over. No play.
And Nunez a little tardy getting those glasses on, and then had to readjust. I think he actually had to take him off his hat, trying to put him on. I like the old flip downs. You get a sunny day, you better be wearing those shades.
So the Red Sox get a 2-0 lead. And again, a situation where, in this case, Cobb not helped by his defense. 2-1 delivery on the way. Ground ball. Hold the runner. Does. Davis over to get the out.
There you go. Helping himself right there. Oriole fans, when the O's score 5 runs or more, get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with promo code Orioles5. Enjoy the quality pizza you have come to expect from your locally owned and operated Papa John's.
Here in this series, coming into the ball game, the Red Sox 8 for 21 with runners in scoring position. They lead the American League as a team, hitting .287 in these situations, and Nunez is in that situation right now. Nunez .274 on the year with runners in scoring position. He's had a couple of RBIs against the Orioles and in this series, and a home run to go along with that. Nunez 7 runs batted in this year against the O's. Runner being held. Martinez at second. Trying not to give him a big lead. He's decent speed, but he's certainly not fast.
Well, this is a detail part of the game. You're a middle infielder out there, and Martinez not a base stealing threat, but it's a point in the ball game, and really anytime a runner gets on second base, you got to try somehow to shorten them up. Let them know you're thinking about them. Half step. We've seen it time and time again how much that can potentially matter. Just saw Brock Holt score. Yeah, there was a little bugaboo out there in right field, but it was a half step that made the difference. Now, could he been shortened up out in the middle of the infield? Possibly, but that's the difference in games sometimes. And right now VR kind of working Martinez, which is a good thing. Let him know he's thinking about him and possibly a play at the plate.
It was interesting. Cobb slammed his fist into the glove because he couldn't get the signs down with wins. They've got a runner on at second base. You would assume here what it is what sign are we using, and that they weren't on the same page on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, it is frustrating because in a veteran pitcher, he understands and appreciates tempo in the ball game. And right now he had a good thing going, and they were clicking. But a little miscommunication right there. Fortunately and hopefully they ironed it out with that little conversation.
2 down, 0-1 count. And the breaking ball will miss outside to Nunez. Nunez has added a hot bat to this lineup during his 4-game hit streak. 6 for 17 with a home run and 4 RBIs. Ground ball towards short. Beckham's got it. He'll make the play over to first base, and Davis had to do a little stretch on that and comes away with it. But a run in on a couple of hits, scores on an error though, and a 2-0 Red Sox lead.
Masson is brought to you by PNC. Make today the day. And by American Standard. Find your local independent American Standard heating and air dealer at midatlanticcomfort.com.
Gary Thorne, Mike Mordick with you on the Sunday game. The Orioles have a day off tomorrow. Then the New York Mets are coming to town. Another ball club struggling to figure out what it's going to do with its future. We'll have a note on that coming up in our notebook later on today. It'll be Andrew Kashner against Jason Vargas in game one. That'll be on Tuesday night, 6:30 O's Extra, 7 o'clock on Masson. Zach Wheeler will pitch in game two for the Mets. Orioles have not named a starter for game two, which will be on Wednesday night. Then the Orioles get another day off and will head out on a road trip, 3 in Cleveland and 3 in Toronto. Things have tightened up a little bit in the races around Major League Baseball. Biggest lead of the year has been equaled again for Boston. They're 9.5 ahead of the Yankees. Swing and a miss as Sale delivers a great pitch down to VR. 9.5 game lead. Cleveland, though, they're 11 over Minnesota. They're going to take the Central. But in the West, all of a sudden, Houston's lost 3 in a row. Houston's having a roller coaster ride since the All-Star break. Oakland is 3.5 games out. They're red hot.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Amazing. They've won 8 of their last 10 ball games, and Seattle's only 5 out. Now, that's a lot of ground to make up, but they're in the mix.
Well, they just whooped on Houston down in Houston. Houston's having a hard time winning at home.
Look at this. Look at the wild card race going on.
Yeah.
It's even better in terms of competition in the National League, but you got Oakland, Seattle in that mix with New York right now for 2 wild card spots. And foul tip, that'll be in the mitt for the strikeout. That's 4 strikeouts in a row and 8 in the game.
Now making some good pitches, and once again, you know, you talk about that margin for error. He wanted this on the inside corner and ends up in the middle of the plate. It's 98 miles an hour. Well, that one just shooting by VR.
So 1 away. Adam Jones coming out. Now, look at these numbers, though. Milwaukee, Atlanta, Arizona, the Dodgers, and Colorado, all within 2.5 of the wild card spot. Shortstop's going to make the play on this. Holt. Good charge. Adam Jones retired on the pitch.
Yeah, tough to keep that internal clock, and Holt has it all over the field. Take a look at our PNC Minor League Insights, brought to you by PNC. There's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. Well, Giancarlo Encarnacion has made it the day for sure. He's only 20 years old. Now about the 104 games he's played, 293 with 11 home runs, 60 stakes in there as well. How about the little scouting report on the bottom? Impressive hand-eye coordination and raw power. Good to see. He's a lean, mean fighting machine. 6'3", young man is. Got some pop. Put a little muscle on them, and we'll be seeing him soon.
And with 2 down, here is Trey Mancini. Mancini grounded out his first time up. Sale will work a pitch on the outside corner at the knees at 98 miles an hour. Philly's got a game lead over Atlanta in the National League East. Nationals trying to make a run, 5.5 out. Cubs 2 games over Milwaukee, 5.5 over the Cardinals. And Arizona and LA are dead even for the lead in the West, 64 and 54 both teams, and the Rockies only a game and a half out. Great for baseball with having those kind of races. They are in the National League, however, not in the American League except for the West, where Houston's going to have to stay cool to give those teams a chance to catch them.
Yeah.
3-1 delivery on the way, and that's there.
Yeah, pretty interesting, that Houston team. You know, you watch them one weekend and they are a juggernaut. Best team you'll want to see. High energy, and all of a sudden they've had a hard time making some mistakes. Great pitchers even getting hit.
So another strikeout, 2 in the inning, 9-9 in the ball game. Sunday columns. This one, we were talking about the Mets out of the New York Post. There is thought among the team officials with the Mets that perhaps the Mets became too analytics driven in recent seasons under Sandy Alderson, their GM, and a veteran leader with a pure baseball background would help shift the organization towards the center. Interesting. Seems to be the opposite direction of what we keep hearing about and every organization doing, turning more to analytics.
Right.
And what they're talking about in getting a new GM, and Sandy's had health problems, which is also a part of the reason for the change, but that they are looking to find somebody who's more towards the judgment of players by what they see rather than what's written on the page.
Huh. Well, pretty interesting. I mean, Sandy Alderson's been in the game forever, you know, and I got to experience him as a general manager with the Oakland A's as a young player, and I thought he and Tony La Russa was the manager of the team then. I thought he had a great baseball feel and an understanding for baseball players, and I can't ever see him using analytics over just raw judgment in the eyes of what you see.
I don't think he did.
Yeah.
I think that was forced on him by the upper echelon of the organization.
Yeah.
I think they went out and hired all these analytical people because everybody else was doing it.
Yeah.
And Sandy's the one who takes the heat, but he didn't make that decision. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have. He'd have used it.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
Everybody. I mean, you use what you got.
Absolutely.
But his decisions would come down to something other than analytics.
I think so, too.
Yeah. We'll see. Mets are another team in a transition mode. Devers at the plate. Fly down his first time up. Mets will be here for 2 Tuesday and Wednesday nights. 2-2 delivery on the way, and a swing and a miss. I mean, Cobb is certainly doing his part here in this ball game. That's 4 strikeouts he's got.
He sure is. I mean, mixing up his pitches, working the fastball in and out. His split finger, maybe not his best. It stayed elevated, but it moves off the plate, and that's the key. That type of movement right there, where you're going to have a lot of success. And that one stayed on the plate just to the bitter end.
One of the 2 runs the Red Sox have unearned in that 4th inning on the error, allowing Holt to score. And it begins to pile up. It's not. There are things about defense. One, you can't measure all of it because it's balls not gotten to and plays not made, and that unless you're following every play every game, you don't have a count on that. Orioles have had a lot of problems with that. They've also had a lot of problems with errors, and what you can count are unearned runs. The Orioles have given up 52 unearned runs this year. 51, which is tied for second with Texas for the most unearned runs given up in the American League. Only the White Sox have given up more. And Cobb in a hurry on that one takes care of Leone.
Boy, nicely done. I mean, talk about executing some pitches, getting ahead and working the secondaries in. Wynn's calling for the breaking ball down. Where is it? It's down. It's all about execution with Alex Cobb. He's executing the secondary pitches perfectly today. Nice strikeout there.
His high this year, 7 strikeouts came against the Mets. He's got 5 here. Jackie Bradley Jr. Tomahawk to pitch. Towering fly ball deep in the warning track into right center his last time up. 2 down, a 2-0 lead for the Red Sox. They have 3 hits. The Orioles have 1. Sale hasn't walked anybody, has struck out 9. Cobb hasn't walked anybody. Alex has struck out 5. 1-1 delivery on the way. Now, interesting, in Adam Jones' younger days, when he had a little more speed, he played a pretty shallow center field. Then he moved back wisely. Foul back. For Cedric Mullins, I'm just looking out there, even against Jackie Bradley Jr., he's in a few steps.
Yeah.
And he's played a little shallower than you might expect.
Right.
So he's counting on his speed, as Adam did, to be able to get back on balls and to stop balls from dropping in front of him.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the beauty of that center field position. And ideally, you got to have that type of speed, but it's the angles you take to the ball, your pursuit angles, that matter most.
That'll be a base hit. Adam Jones up with that one. Let me correct myself on Cobb. He's got 4 strikeouts, not 5. Bradley's on with a 2-out single. And that will be hit number 4 for Boston.
I was reading some quotes by Al Bumbry, who obviously a great Orioles center fielder in his day, rookie of the year. And he was talking about Mullins, what he had seen, and he loves his speed. He said, though, the one thing that he and like most young players had to get used to at the major league level, just the speed of the ball off the bat, because it's hit so hard, consistently hard, that judging those line drives in the gaps, that's where you make the adjustments. And he may have to take a step back. You know, it is a game of adjustments, but it's nice to see him playing the infield the way he'd like to see an athletic center fielder play.
Part of the learning process, and it will vary hitter to hitter, team to team, obviously. Here is Betts, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Betts has got a 7-game hit streak. He's 14 for 31 during the streak, hitting .483 during the streak coming into this ball game. He's had a hit in 11 straight games against the Orioles. Throw over in the dirt. Good play by Davis to prevent that from getting by him and Bradley diving back into the bag.
Yeah, nice pickup right there. Davis defensively, and I know I made a mistake yesterday calling out Davis when it was Mancini that made a nice stretch to a baseball, but Davis himself has been playing some solid defense, really getting the eyes behind the baseball, helping his infielders out, and that was a nice pick there, helping Cobb.
Ground ball to third base. Got a force at second, and that's where Nunez will go. Villar there to take it, and no runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. Take a look at our Ram do-ups. It will be Beckham, Davis, and Nunez.
Yeah, brought to you by Ram Trucks. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer, or log on to ramtrucks.com to get work done. Guts, glory, Ram. A unique Orioles cap featuring the participating schools, colors, and logo. Caps are limited, so be sure to reserve your seats now. Visit Orioles.com/university today. Thank you for that University of Maine fight song.
Anything. You put a request in, we answer. And that will be fouled off Sale. And an 0-1 count. Tim Beckham. Beckham, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Orioles, of course, have been on an offensive tear since the All-Star break, averaging over 5.7 runs a ball game. The problem has been Orioles have allowed almost 6.5 runs over that same period, the most in the majors.
Yeah, unfortunately, and there have been some pretty good starting pitcher performances, but the bullpen has yet to find its roles and really kind of settle in. A lot of new faces, young arms out there, and experiencing the big leagues really for the first time. And you know, when you get some young blood up here and they see these opportunities right in front of them, you know they're just trying extra hard. So hard to relax here at the major league level. I know that so many of the young pitchers that used to come into this Oriole bullpen or help feel comfortable with Darren O'Day was out there, a veteran presence, and the Orioles really don't have that right now. So they're searching, and I think everybody out there trying to help themselves, but certainly they've got good enough stuff.
Well, Beckham certainly got it going. There is strikeout number 10.
Well, the power fastball, and certainly no effects from the disabled list, that's for sure. 99, hit it if you can, challenging all over the heart of the plate. A lot of life on that heater.
He struck out 2 in the first, 2 in the second, struck the side out in the third, 2 in the fourth, and now has 1 in the fifth. Wow. Now 11 times this year 11 times he's had 10 or more Ks. Chris Davis, one of the victims.
Yeah, so hard just to get somebody on to try to push the envelope a little bit, try to put some pressure on Sale, whether it be a bunt or hit and run, anything. And right now there was only 1 base runner.
For Sale this year, his strikeout high 15 against Toronto. That is also his career high. He has struck out 15 in a ball game 3 times in his career. The pitch will be taken inside as Sale rocking along, looking for win number 12. His career mark 102 wins and 62 losses. Tremendous win percentage. 6 of those against the Orioles, 6 and 2 lifetime. And then that's what he's done to Davis. He set him up for those off-speed pitches, and that's about as slow as he's thrown in the game.
Yeah, it's 79 miles an hour, but it broke about 8 feet starting off at Davis's front hip, and look where it ends up, 1.5 foot off that outside corner. Really unfair and tough. I mean, for lefties against Sale, I don't know. I just think you got to be more luckier than good if you're going to get a hit off Sale from the left side. It is a filthy look.
So 2 quick outs. Nunez, the only hit for the Orioles, clean hit that he picked up leading off the 3rd inning. 1-0 count, 2 down. Red Sox on top, 2-0. They are trying to sweep a 4-game set against the Orioles, and they have done that recently. Actually, they had a 4-game sweep here at Camden Yards in September of 2016, and going for another here in 18. 2-0 delivery by Sale, and
wow,
I mean that's a changeup at 87.
Yeah, great arm speed on that pitch, and he's thrown a few of them in this ball game, and some pretty good ones. That one by far his best, and throwing it in a 2-0 count.
2-1 delivery on the way. May have foul tipped that a little bit. Ends up with a 2-ball 2-strike count. 2 down, nobody on. Retired the first 6. Nunez got a hit. He's retired everybody else since. 2-2 delivery on the way. Another one. Oh, mercy. That's 12 strikeouts in the ball game. That is Meg Ducey, the Director of Development Marketing of the Franciscan Center Incorporated here in Baltimore. She spent 5 years helping to reduce hunger, increasing self-sufficiency, providing programs designed to help people help themselves. Franciscan Center has served tens of thousands of men, women, and children. And on behalf of Meg, the Orioles Charitable Foundation donating $2,500 to the Franciscan Center. Meg, thank you. And enjoying the ball game here on a Sunday. Back to work goes Cobb, and the pitch taken down low for a ball. Not much time for Cobb to recoup on the bench. The way Sale is sailing. Sale is averaging under 14 pitches per inning so far in this ball game, even though he has struck out 12. Generally, when you have that many strikeouts, the pitch count goes up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's not wasting much time. There been any full counts, I don't think. He's just staying in attack mode.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Holt, Pearce, Martinez. Pearce the home run first inning. Holt scored the unearned run 4th inning, reaching on a leadoff single, and then an error on a double by Martinez allowed him to score. 2-1 delivery on the way, and that'll be at the knees for a strike.
Yeah, good changeup. Cobb throwing very well right now. He is as efficient as we've seen. Talk about that great outing he had in his last start, 7 strong innings.
Swing and a miss, and he will pick up the strikeout.
Yeah, beautiful splitty right there. Nice downward action. That is the key to the split finger. We like to see the fade and a little bit of the lateral movement, but this down action is going to be the key. If he can keep harnessing that, boy, is that going to be an effective pitch here the second half. Nice job getting Holt.
That's the exciting part about the Orioles seeing Alex Cobb. This progression of getting that sinker working again. That's the hope for the next couple of years, is the way he will pitch as he pitched with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, that first half of the season, I think Cobb just making an adjustment to a new team, hadn't thrown, didn't have a full spring training, and you had talked about it in the open. His first start in the big leagues this season was against the Red Sox. I mean, who knew that their offense was going to be this potent, but they put it to him in the early going.
Steve Pearce put it to the Orioles with the home run. 2 down, first inning. Joining the Red Sox, and has gone 10 for 24. Pitch is taken down low, and here's the long ball.
Yeah, take a look back in the first inning. Now already 2 outs on the board, and the hanging breaking ball, and Pearce sees it well. 100 miles an hour off the bat, had a steep degree or launch angle at 31 degrees. A majestic homer for Pearce.
Steve, of course, was with the Orioles 3 different times. 2012, 13 through 15, and again in 2016. 291 games he played as an Oriole. Had a .255 average with the O's. Cobb's delivery will be taken down and in, and a 2 ball, 2 strike count.
And I think something that really defines Steve Pearce as a player is what he did for the Orioles. Now everybody knew he could play some first base, some outfield, and Buck Showalter approached him, hey, we need some help at second base, and he took ground balls a couple days. Next thing you know, he started a few games for the Orioles at second.
Wanted to go, did he? No. Pearce is on a 1-out walk.
Fans, don't miss your chance to meet Orioles pitcher Tanner Scott as he signs autographs and meets fans at Orioles team store in York Galleria Mall. Tanner will be on hand from 11 a.m. to noon on Tuesday, August 14th. For more details, visit OriolesReach.com. Look at Tanner Scott out there. Pitched the other night, gave up a run, but struck out the side with that big fastball slider combination.
1 down, and the first walk of the ball game picked up by Pearce. Here's J.D. Martinez, doubled, and he is struck out. And he'll go after that pitch down the line and right and foul. Well, Alex Cobb wasn't kidding. He was not going to extend Chris Sale, no matter how effective. They've got Thornburg ready to go in the bullpen, and he's out of the ball game. Orioles won't be unhappy about that.
No, my goodness. All right.
Only worked 5 innings. 0-1 the count. That one ripped down the line left field. That's going to be in there for a base hit. It'll bounce off the wall. Pearce on his way to third. They'll hold him there. 2 doubles in the ball game. 2 for 3 for Martinez.
Man, now we're seeing pretty special hitting. Obviously, the power that Martinez possesses, but he's gone coast to coast now. He took a curveball down the right field line for a double back in the 4th inning, and near turning and burning, whistling a double down the left field line. And take a look at Pearce, secondary lead, never breaks stride. A nice rhythm in his running, and he'll gallop into third base. And you see on the back end Martinez with the stand-up double, putting some heat on Cobb right now.
So the infield's got to move in a 2-0 ball game. Only 1 down. Moreland is 0 for 2. He has grounded out twice. So Cobb really got to work in this one. And the breaking ball will be in there for a strike.
Yeah, such an important inning right here. Buck Showalter pulling the infield in. They cut down this run, keep Steve Pearce over there at third base. A Sale out of the ball game now. You know there's some hope in this Oriole offense.
0-1. Pitch will miss inside, a ball and a strike. So right now the most pressured at bat that Cobb has had to face in the ball game is right here. One ball, 1 strike count. Timeout asked for by the Oriole catcher. Austin wins. Pearce, decent speed, lead runner at third, and that one rode in on him.
A good pitch right there. Real
Jammed
good
him.
pitch. Yeah, you know, we talked this whole series about that fastball command, and if you make misses with your heater, you got to make them on the side that it's going to be closer to the hitter. And right there, really driving the fastball in. Moreland with not a very healthy cut right there. See mistakes that leak back over get hit a long way. And some well executed pitches here today by Cobb.
277. Moreland, runners in scoring position on the year. 1-2 delivery to him. Check, and he went. Could not hold up in the check swing, and a big strikeout for out number 2.
Man, what a great sequence right there by Wins and Cobb. Moving the ball around, painting the edges, and then the nasty breaking ball looked like right there at the bottom of the zone, and he gets the check swing. Oh my, if that was a splitty, that's incredible movement right there. And I like the way it's been moving here. A couple big strikeouts with the nasty split.
So now the infield can back up. Runners remain, second and third, 2 down. Nunez, flied out, grounded out. His second chance in the game with a runner in scoring position. He grounded out in the 4th inning. Little chopper, chance for the out. Running throw is there by Beckham. And a great job by Cobb and the defense. 2 are left in scoring position.
by T-Mobile. Well, Chris Sale is built for baseball, and he's built for strikeouts. Bring us some noise here. 99.4 miles an hour for the punch-out. How about the breaking ball right there? How about the RPMs? I mean, it has got some serious revolutions. 98. He was 98, 99 all afternoon long. Limited, just coming off the disabled list, so an early exit. But 12 punch-outs for Sale. Going to give way to the bullpen, and of course the Red Sox with this 2-0 lead. How about this line? 5 innings pitched, only the 1 hit, 12 punch-outs and no walks. That is shutting down an offense, and this Oriole offense has been red hot lately, but Sale just too much for the Birds. Giving away to Tyler Thornburg out of the Red Sox bullpen. 15th appearance now, 4.97 earned run average. Does have a win out of the pen with the 13 punch-outs in 12 1/3 innings. Opponent's hitting .265 overall.
He had 1, 2, 3, 7th inning in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday. Missed all of last year with the right shoulder thoracic syndrome problem that he had an operation for. Came off the DL on July 4. So he's really working himself back into game shape. Tyler's pitch will be grounded down to third base, backhanded. Never's throw is there in time, and retired as Austin wins.
Now the LifeBridge Health Sports Medicine Institute turned to Cal's team for concussion and orthopedic care together. Schedule an appointment. Call 410-601-PLAY. Take a look at the schedule here. The Mets coming into town after Monday off day. A couple night games starting at 7. And an off day on Thursday, and the O's head to Cleveland, take on the Indians. 7 o'clock start on Friday, 4 p.m. on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday.
Mullins a strikeout victim. For Sale, it is the 3rd time this year he's given up only 1 hit in a game. His opener, first game he pitched against Tampa Bay, he gave up 1 run on 6 hits. Then against the Yankees on June 30, he gave up no runs on 1 hit in 7 innings. And now in this ball game, he's gone 5 and given up only 1 hit.
Yeah, he was filthy, and it looked like he had a lot more in the tank right there. I know they're being careful with him with the postseason on the horizon. Probably a smart thing.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? How every year we're seeing this now, where clubs that think they're going to the postseason and have a real good chance all cut back on what their pitchers are doing.
Yeah. You know, it's a little weird. The postseason is a different beast. It's a different routine. But I mean, I was fortunate enough to play in a few postseasons and actually work through to the World Series. So I understand how long the process is through the postseason. But I also know that when your routine as a player is taken away, it makes it really tough on you. And sometimes these new philosophies with adjusting the rotations, mixing it up a little bit, I'm sure it doesn't set well with a couple of the arms out there, but we'll see how it works out for this Red Sox team.
And the other part of that is now in the postseason over the last 5 years, you don't expect your starters to go very deep anyway.
Yeah.
You don't even want them to.
Absolutely.
I mean, they pitch 4 or 5 innings, are out of the game.
Yeah. Anytime there's a sign of trouble, here comes the pen.
Yeah.
Yep.
3 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way, and that'll go to center field, and Bradley Jr. will get there. That line drive stayed up, caught it around the shoulders.
Wow. You know, infielders are taught to try to get under the baseball on a ground ball. That means get low, get your eyes behind the baseball. Well, Bradley Jr. does the same thing out in center field. And this ball is a low line drive, and right off the bat, he gets low, he gets underneath it and behind it. And of course, that great makeup speed makes for a pretty routine out on a tough ball.
So Cedric Mullins retired, 2 down, 6th inning. That'll bring Joey Rickard up. Leadoff batter is 0 for 2. We're talking about the great defense in the outfield on this Red Sox team. Kind of joking this morning with the Red Sox executive. I said, you probably have the best center fielder in the game in right field.
Yeah.
Except for the guy who's playing center field.
Yes.
Because on most ball clubs, Mookie Betts would be your starting star center fielder.
Yeah. You know what's interesting about that comment? Now, Mookie Betts came up as a second baseman. And I see this all over the game, and I've seen it for a number of years now. Infielders that move to the outfield become better outfielders because they have better pursuit angles. They're tighter lines. They're quicker to the baseball. You remember in last night's ball game, Betts made a play down the right field line, caught the ball on the wall, and athletically got it back in. And we were complaining about why didn't Davis tag out. He would have been thrown out at the plate anyway. He just had a great line to the baseball, quick feet, And he could be the best center fielder in the game as well. And there is one of the better outfields in all of baseball.
Got J.D. Martinez making the start out there. 30 games he started in left. Benintendi out of there. They're giving Benintendi a rest for some reason that's not entirely clear.
Yeah, there might be something wrong there.
Yeah, there is. That'll be a base hit into left center field. Donkey Bradley Jr. to get it. Going to try for two. Nope. Almost halfway to second base. But again, because he covers so much ground, Joey Rickard had to go back to first base.
Yeah, Rickard thinking two right out of the box. Good speed. Oh, he's hustling. Take a look. Rickard's been swinging the bat well. Home run and a single in last night's ball game. Even his out was hard. Nice clean single right here, but pushing for two. Look at Rickard going, man. That's good speed there, and he's got to jam the brakes on in a hurry. Talk about pursuit angles. Bradley Jr. making a tight line right there and keeping Rickard out of scoring position.
So the Orioles pick up hit number 2. A 2-out single, Joey Rickard. Rickard hitting .299 here at Camden Yards this year. Big difference home and road for him. The R stands in and will take the pitch up and in.
And you're talking about Benintendi. It seemed like in this series he popped out to left field a lot, and it was a consistent type of swing. So whether there's something ailing in his hands or who knows, there could be any number of problems. I know the Orioles having a problem right now. Trumbo ailing a little bit, and he's got the hottest bat on the team. Unfortunately, that knee kind of acting up. Buck Showalter talked earlier today about having to get it drained, and hopefully it'll be better for the next series.
Yeah, they hope he's back for the Mets on Tuesday. The R has struck out twice. Sale got him. 1-1 delivery on the way. Pitch will be up and away. Because of the work done by Cobb, the Orioles very much in this ball game, trailing by just 2-0, and one of those runs unearned. But it won't take much for the Orioles offensively to be either tied up or in the lead in this game.
Yeah, you kind of feel like they're right back in it. You know, finally get a base runner on there. Nice clean single by Rickard. We'll see some better swings now against Thornburg. I mean, Sale was just as crisp as he's been all season long, if you ask me. I mean, he was money with all of his pitches. The fastball, slider, and even the changeup came up big.
2 ball, 1 strike count, infield double play depth. And the pitch will miss away for a ball. Where Thornburg made his appearance against the Orioles yesterday afternoon, as we said, with a 1-2-3 7th inning. He's only worked an inning and a third against the Orioles in a couple of ball games. 3-1 delivery on the way, and that's up, and he's struggling, and that's what the Orioles needed. There were no walks in this ball game prior to this inning. Cobb gave up 1 at the top. Now the Orioles get 1 here.
For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk. The O's have drawn 323 walks for a total of $1,650. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Nice base on balls right there with the 2 outs. It's starting to put some pressure on the Red Sox. Always gives you a good feeling when the team pulls a meeting up there, get everybody on the same page. You know you got them on the ropes. And of course, Adam Jones looking for that one big swing.
Well, we've seen everybody, the Orioles, seen everybody out of the bullpen. Right here in the bullpen up again. A visit. Daniel Lavache, the longtime pitching coach here, out to have a word with Thornburg. Now, here's another situation where if the race were tight, Thornburg would not be pitching right now. They're trying to work him back to get him in a position to be a regular part of the bullpen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the Red Sox have a pretty good cushion right now.
Yeah.
So they're planning for the postseason. And, you know, they brought in a lot of different faces in the front office. I know Dave Dombrowski, but Tony La Russa's been through the postseason, Hall of Fame manager.
Look at that one all the way. That'll put 2 in scoring position.
Wow.
Whatever that discussion was, it didn't work.
No, a little clank right there by Leone. Looked like a little breaking ball that he basically just whiffed. Take a look right here. That's the over-the-top hook. Leone reaching out, and yeah, he just clanks that one. Great break for the Orioles, and up to Adam Jones to make them pay.
Adam is 0 for 2.
Thinking about framing it before he caught it.
You can always tell the catchers in trouble with that glove coming down on the ball instead of underneath it. Very hard to catch a baseball as a catcher coming over the top of it.
Pushing it down, yeah.
So the Orioles a big chance here, a base hit, and tie this ball game up. Adam Jones has had a couple of RBIs in this series against the Red Sox and a big year against them, hitting .322 against Boston. Lundberg got a good pitch, best one he's thrown since coming out of the bullpen, and location wise on that one.
Yeah, a little change up right there, and for as dangerous a pitch it is, it can also be a great pitch in the game. The right on right change up, and for hitters it's tough. I mean, you're turning and burning on a fastball in there, especially if the guy's got a good arm cell. Thornburg making a good pitch. See the third pitch right on the inside corner, 85-mile-an-hour changeup.
2-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to be taken down low. So Adam in a good hitting count here. Adam has gone 269 this year with runners in scoring position for the Orioles. So the Orioles get Sale out of the game and give themselves a chance now. Runners off, second and third. There are 2 down. And Adam will take the pitch inside, and they are loaded.
Nice take right there by Adam Jones. Tries to get that changeup in there again. Adam Jones showing the patience.
And we're going to get a pitching change. So Cora not liking what he's seeing here. Thornburg struggling. So it'll be a tough situation for the bullpen with the bases loaded here in the 6th inning, and 2 down as the Orioles chance to get on the board.
th appearance out of the pen, 1.15 earned run average, throwing very well. 14 punchouts in 15 2/3 innings. Only the 8 hits given up. Opponents hitting just 151, and a pretty good ground ball percentage, up over 50 at 51%. Trey Mancini, a little test rate here with the bases loaded, but he is one of the Oriole hottest hitters. I mean, my gosh, he's driving the ball all over the place. And how about these numbers here? Post All-Star boom for sure. Boom, boom, picking it up with runners in scoring position. Pre-All-Star break, surprised he's not bald for as much hair as he was ripping out of his head after every AB. 316 since the All-Star break. Mancini seeing the ball better. He talked about staying on the backside. That's helping him keep his head quiet and hands quiet. Just seems like a completely different hitter. A hitter that we saw all last year.
Bases are loaded. There are 2 down. Red Sox have a 2-0 lead. Brashier's delivery to him will be outside for a ball. Brashier was in game 1 yesterday of the doubleheader. Had a 1-2-3 inning in that ball game in the 8th. Minor league free agent, signed late spring by the Red Sox. He's been at Pawtucket most of the year. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that's going to be down low. So he's falling behind 2-0.
I'll tell you what, Mancini, his last at bat, hit a home run right field last night off their closer, Kimbrel. He's throwing it up there 98, 99 miles an hour. So you know the rest of those arms in the bullpen saying, wow, Mancini's on his game. Better be careful here. Mancini getting himself into a great hitter's count.
2-0. Runners on every base for the Orioles. 2-0 delivery to him, and that will be in there for a strike, and he cut the corner. Trey thought he had ball 3 on that.
Yeah.
2-1.
You know Mancini's seeing it well. I got to see this box. I think it's a little low, scraping the edge at the bottom. Mancini doesn't want to hit that pitch anyway. He thinks it's a little bit down. Get him elevated, and go to work.
2-1. 2 down. Delivery on the way, and he went upstairs. That probably was ball 4 at 97, and a 2-ball 2-strike count.
Put a little extra on that one. Looked good. The boom boom took a healthy cut. Brazier evening it up at 2-2.
Trey has gone 0 for 7 with the bases loaded this year. First inning, the Orioles have had a chance with a runner in scoring position. 2-ball 2-strike count. Brazier's delivery and foul back into the screen.
That's a great pass right there. 98-mile-an-hour fastball, tough pitch, down and away, and Mancini just seeing it and reacting. Nice quick swing, not trying to do too much. Just a short, quick 2-strike approach.
So a very big at bat for the Orioles. Mancini, Brazier. Orioles getting runners on with a Rickert single, 2 walks. The Aaron Jones 2-2 delivery on the way outside, and we go the distance. 3-2.
Nice take right there by Trey. Hard slider, so trying to make it look like the fastball out of his hand, starting it on the outside corner, and fortunately started as a ball and stayed a ball.
For the moment, the ball game in a nutshell. Runners will go. 3-2 delivery, and we will do it again.
Boy, nice cut again on a good fastball. And I think Trey can hunt the heater right here. I don't know that Brazier feeling too good about that slider after spiking one down in the dirt. And the runners on the move.
Cobb hoping for help. He's held the Red Sox to just 2 runs. But the Orioles have yet to pierce the board. And if ever there's a time probably to go to the mound, this is it.
You got that right. I mean, this is a crucial spot in the ball game. Leon sensing it. Of course, Brazier as well. I mean, Mancini is a different hitter than this Red Sox team has seen in the first half. And they saw plenty of opportunities that Mancini missed. But right now, he's not missing a lot. They got to be on the same page.
This will be the 8th pitch of this bases loaded at bat. 3-2 delivery.
Oh, what a battle. What a battle. Good fastballs as well. 97, 98 miles an hour. Top of the zone, down and away. Good fight going on here.
Runners go again, and he fooled him. An 84-mile-an-hour breaking ball and a big strikeout. No runs on 1 hit, and the Orioles leave them loaded.
Cobb has been a gem here lately. 3 quality starts in a row and starts off with a nasty splitty to get bets. But Steve Pearce coming back to haunt the Orioles. A solo shot in the first inning, and Cobb bows his neck. He gets nasty on him. Nasty splitty right there for Devers. How about the break it ball? Yeah, complete command of all of his secondary pitches, and he's racking up the punch outs. Pitching with Chris Sale all game long. Only giving up the 1 run, unearned run on the board. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Great ball game on this Sunday. These two teams going at it. The Red Sox having won the first 3 of the series. Cobb and Sale, 2 outstanding starts. Tops that one deep was Nunez, and he's not going to get him. And he was in the shift, playing out in shallow right field. And as they say in the airline business, shift happens.
Yeah, well, VR way back there on the grass, and this is a tough chance right here. Unfortunately, yeah, hit him where you ain't, right? I mean, a lot of times you talk about dunking one in the outfield grass. Well, a little jam shot on another good pitch by Cobb, and just defensive alignment costing right there.
First hit of the series, picked up by Rafael Devers, 1 for 3 in the ball game. And a leadoff hit here in the 7th inning. Bunting and a beauty. Cobb had broken the other way towards third. He'll get the out, but that's a sacrifice for Sandy Leon.
Now Red Sox knowing the importance of each and every run, especially here down the stretch. So they put the bunt on, and Leon executes it pretty well right there. Cobb bouncing off the mound. Not really a shot out there at second base. Devers kind of reaching back on that left hamstring.
Ryan Johnson in the bullpen. Now he's been starting, and he's still in the starting rotation. But because they've used every pitcher in this series out of the bullpen, and they've got a day off, there he is.
There you go.
No, the Red Sox trying to add a run. 1 down, runner on at second base. They are 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position today in the breaking ball. Jackie Bradley Jr. takes it down low. Just a little bit of perspective, I thought, in this game. You're looking at the kind of game the Orioles hope to play against the likes of the Red Sox. It can happen. As Buck says, you're as good as your next day's starting pitcher. Cobb's been very good. So the Orioles are in it. They've made a costly error that allowed an unearned run. That's one of the things that's got to be corrected for the Orioles is their defense. You can't do that ever, but especially against teams like the Red Sox, Yankees, the good ball clubs. But this is the kind of game. This is what the Orioles want to see. This is where they're headed, they hope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Games just like this. It's just a real good ball game.
Yeah, you like to see the consistent pitching, and Cobb has slowly but surely started to round the corner and put together more consistent starts. And now it's just a matter of 1 or 2 hits.
Bradley on the big cut. And Cobb comes back on him, gets the full count, 3-2. So be pitch 100 coming up for Cobb in this ball game. He worked 7 innings against Tampa Bay through 101 pitches, which is his high for the year twice. Nice comeback. Fake to second, runner back.
Well, confidence in all his pitches right now. I mean, a 3-2 split finger, nasty. He's had great movement on this pitch all ball game long. I mean, that's the Cobb of old. Split finger is definitely back. Great movement down at the bottom of the zone. But Austin Wynn's looking to try to get that 3rd out, possibly throw behind Devers.
So now 2 down, and here is Mookie Betts. Runner at second base, 2 away. Betts with the 0 for 3 in the ball game. Does have a 7-game hit streak. And the breaking ball taken down low. Phillips up at the bullpen. Evan Phillips for the Orioles. It's almost with Betts, not quite, but almost. Just throw a first pitch strike. Right down the middle.
Right.
He's not going to swing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
He's just not going to swing. Of course, as soon as you do that, he'll hit it 450 feet.
Yeah.
1-0 delivery on the way, and a real well located pitch right there as Wins it set up right where the ball went.
Yeah, he's got his fastball command. I personally think has just gotten better and better, and that's been a key to his success. Executing the heater, pushing hitters back off the plate, opening up the outside corner for that splitty down and away. I mean, he's really gotten on his game, and we're seeing it all day long right now in the last few starts. Seeing some quality stuff from Cobb.
Devers single, infield variety, sacrificed by Sandy Leone. He's at second. Pitch will be taken inside. As with most of the numbers for Betts, this is another one of those situations where he has been extremely good. Runner in scoring position number at 322 on the year. Breaking ball. I think Cobb's running out of gas. These pitches aren't as crisp, sharp. Follow through is not as good as we've seen. So this is a dangerous situation here with a 3-1 count, 2 down.
Yeah, and definitely being careful here with Betts.
And they're going to walk him. So the intentional pass will be given after a 3-1 count. And Roger McDowell will head out to the mound.
I give the bullpen a little bit more time just in case Holt comes up with a big hit right here. But a little breather. You called it, Gary. So he looks like he's running out of gas. But I think just being extra careful with Mookie Betts. And this is the type of hitter, though, Brock Holt, where if he pitches and executes here, he can come up with this third out. That split finger's going to come into play because he's got that nice down and away action with the pitch.
So Holt will be coming up 2 on and 2 down as the bullpen gets a little extra time. Mookie Betts, the intentional pass is the 8th that he has picked up this year. He is 4th in the league. Mike Trout has had 20 leading the league. And you got Jose Ramirez in Cleveland. Manny Machado is tied for second, 12 intentional passes still.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, he was the Oriole offense for a few months.
Yep. 2 down. Holt will take the pitch, and it will be in there for a strike. And the other thing, of course, for Cobb here, virtually every pitch has been a pressure pitch because the score is 2-0. And you're working against the Red Sox. So there's been no easy innings or at bats. 0-1. That'll go to Beckham on the backhand. He's got to go to first. Flips it over Davis with a nice stretch and a big out on Holt. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, couple left, 7th inning stretch time at the ballpark.
From the Mamie Johnson Little League team from Washington, D.C. to Camden Yards, the first predominantly African-American team to reach the Mid-Atlantic Regional Tournament. Adam Jones has a big part funding that team, the transportation to the championship, and of course they've met manager Buck Showalter. Keith Barnes, the president of the Mamie Johnson Little League team, got to throw out the first pitch. There's a look at the team. There's Keith Barnes right there throwing a strike, and I got the chance to talk to one of the players on this team, their team leader, and he had some great words of wisdom.
It feels cool because we didn't know what impact we had before we won, before we started to get all this media around, and it feels good, and it feels especially good because we made an impact on people that are younger than us, and they want to do exactly what we did.
Well, we congratulate them. What a great day for them. They got to meet Adam, got to meet the skipper, got to see the ball game, got to go in the clubhouse. I mean, they what an event. And they went on to play some really good baseball all year long.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, Adam Jones is doing great things, obviously, for the Baltimore community. And we talked about the Bubba Association. They're trying to bring inner city baseball back to Baltimore, doing the same thing down in D.C., really trying to spearhead the game of baseball, promote the game, obviously, for the city. And you can tell it's making an impact, man. These kids had so much fun experiencing and meeting new kids, getting to travel to a different state and play baseball. It's going to make an impact that will forever change their lives. And that young man talked about the impact he's having on younger kids. So
at that young age, that's pretty amazing.
Absolutely.
Great to have them here at the ballpark. Little League does a great job with them both in the Williamsport Little League World Series and in the regionals. As they give those kids dormitory rooms, they get to play together, live together, have a wonderful time as Little League tries to make it a real experience for the kids beyond the game. And that's what they got to experience with that ball club this year. New pitcher on the mound. This is Johnson. Now, he's been in the starting rotation. He's also been a reliever. So here are the numbers.
All right, see opponents hitting .265, giving up the 11 home runs. So not afraid to put the ball in the air. It'll be a great opportunity for the Orioles to capitalize on it. And not a full-time starter, though, for this team. Has made 8 starts.
And a swing and a miss on the off-speed delivery. So the Orioles get a look at a left-hander. Brashear came on and pitched a third of an inning, but what a big third it was. Striking out Mancini with the bases loaded. So Thornburg ends up 2/3 of an inning, giving up only 1 hit and had 2 walks. Michael Givens gets ready in the bullpen. So Johnson back in the pen for the moment here in this 4-game set where both teams have gone through a lot of pitchers. And that one will be bounced. Orioles batting here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Beckham 2 strikeouts in the ball game. Leading it off for the Orioles with Davis and Nunez to follow.
Now, Orioles really put some pressure on the Red Sox that last inning. And drawn a couple base on balls, unfortunately all with the 2 outs.
Soft line drive that'll be handled in the air. Catch made by Holt, made a little dive to get the out.
Nice play there. The Orioles are proud to join Johns Hopkins, the University of Maryland, and other corporate leaders to support Baltimore City's Youth Works program, which seeks to provide as many as 12,000 Baltimore City youth with summer employment. To donate, visit BaltimoreCityFoundation.org and choose Mayor's Office of Employment Development Youth Works. And to learn more, visit youthworks.oedworks.com.
So a little line drive out to start the inning. What a job by Cobb. The Orioles right there, so close yet so far. Chris Davis, he too has struck out twice in the ball game. Chris Sale, no runs, a hit over 5, no walks, 12 strikeouts. Cobb, no runs, 2 walks, 1 intentional, 7 strikeouts over 7. And a 2-strike count on Davis. For Chris against the left-handers this year, just 129. 14 home runs total. 4 of those have come against the lefties. He's hitting 170 off righties. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and he reaches. And the bat goes further than the ball. Tag is put on for the strikeout.
And Davis showing some frustration right there, reaching out for another breaking ball, breaking well off the plate and just trying to find a piece of it and throwing the bat at it to do so. And there you see frustration there, the crusher.
So 2 down here in the 7th. That's 2 days in a row he has competed in the bat throwing contest. This was not even close to the one he had yesterday. Here is Nunez, a base hit, and he is struck out. Nunez, Rickert, both have singles, and for the Orioles that has been it. Orioles have had 1 inning with a chance to score, and that was in the 6th. Bases loaded, left them loaded, and they didn't get it started till they were 2 down, so they were trying to mount the 2-out rally. They did, but it fell short of a run. Cobb waits. He's taking a real good attitude on that, though. We've talked with him a number of times. He's been one of the pitchers with very little run support. He and Cashner both. And he says, I can only do what I can control. I don't hit. I can't drive in runs. I can try and stop opponents from doing that and then hope we get some runs.
Yeah, and that's what he's been doing. I mean, you can't worry about those other things. Control what you can control, and he has been. This 4th quality start in a row for Cobb.
Left-handers 2-2 delivery on the way and a breaking ball. It's going to miss down low. Johnson coming on. They'd like to get an inning. Could get a couple out of him since, as we said, he has been a starter. Now he is the scheduled pitcher excuse me, to work against Philadelphia on Tuesday. So whether or not they'll use him here and use him there remains to be seen. He will surrender the walk to Nunez, and again the Orioles will get the potential tying run to the plate.
Yeah, nice AB right there with the 2 outs on the board. And pass the baton a little bit, and maybe Austin Wynns runs into one. Got that power, and talked about his bat heating up and being more consistent.
Wynns has gone 5 for 20 against the left-handers so far with the Orioles. 2 down, 1 on. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Red Sox Pearce home run in the 1st, unearned run in the 4th. And the breaking ball is in there for a strike. Wins 20th game with the Orioles, and they have been good ones. He's hitting excuse me, 283 coming in. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. He's got 23 total bases, a double included. He's hit the ball hard. 0-1 will go to short. Holt forced at second base. Nunez there, and that's the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. 7 complete on our Sunday digging. A battle with cancer. The team's beloved announcer here in Baltimore, well known for the great phrases, give that fan a contract after a patron caught a foul ball, or the great thank you to the fans at the end of the game. 24 years. Rex Barney passed away on this day, 97. And in 1990, how about this for a rain delay? White Sox Rangers, 7.5-hour rain delay, and they didn't play. It's believed to be the longest in baseball history. They offered coffee, soft drink, sandwiches. A few hundred fans who had stuck around late in the evening got some food, but they didn't get a game. I'll pass on breaking that record, by the way. I don't want to be part of it.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, Red Sox still holding on that 2-0 lead, but Alex Cobb doing his part. 7 strong innings, 6 hits, only the 1 earned run. Did put 2 runs across the board. Orioles make another error. And Michael Givens now out of the Orioles bullpen. And Givens' 52nd appearance, 4.63 earned run average. Kind of an up and down year for Givens. Really the sole survivor out in that Oriole bullpen.
And the Red Sox bat here in the 8th inning. Orioles have already been shut out in this series, 1 game.
Those numbers from Givens, the righties down a little bit. I mean, slinging it from the side, little crossbody delivery makes it tough on right-handed hitters.
1-1 delivery on the way and a good fastball away. Steve Pearce damaged, 1st inning, 2 down, home run, number 10. Gave the Red Sox the early 1-0 lead. You'd get on in a walk, stranded in the 6th inning. And he will foul that one back and out of play. For Givens this year, this is game number 6 against the Red Sox. He's 0-1 against them on the year, giving up 4 runs, 4 hits in 5 innings against Boston on the year. Givens' lifetime 2-1 against the Red Sox. Little tardy on the swing, but got enough to foul it back and keep it alive. Yeah. Steve holds the count at 1-2.
Pretty good swing right there at the high fastball. We've been on level plane through 97 at the top of the zone.
Middle of the order, Martinez and then Moreland due up against Givens. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery. Right-hander will just miss. Pretty good pitch, had Pearce leaning in and had Wins freezing. See if he could get a call out of it. 2-2.
Yeah, great pitcher's pitch. I mean, that's the way you want to throw it when you get ahead. Just Pearce with the better eyes.
2-2 delivery on the way. Pearce has faced Givens a couple of times, gone 0 for 2.
Givens coming right at him. Take a look at the pitch cast. That's filling up the strike zone.
2-2 delivery on the way. Ow. That one right off the mask. And home plate umpire Adrian Johnson will walk a ball out to give Wins a chance.
Right off the forehead. And Wins looking down, and no concern obviously for himself, just making sure that mask is okay. Hopefully it didn't bend the mask.
Steve Pearce had a friendly comment, I'm sure. Probably turned around and said, "Did I hit you?" Givens again on the 2-2. Tough at bat. That'll be handled on the line drive. Joey Rickard out to get it.
Orioles baseball on MASN is brought to you by Johns Hopkins Orthopedics. When you have a setback, we set you up for a comeback. And by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
Bring up J.D. Martinez, 2 doubles, 2 for 3 in the ball game. Also a strikeout victim. Martinez has added to the incredible slugging percentage that he has against the Orioles. It is now over 780 career slugging percentage against the Orioles. It is the highest slugging percentage all time against the Orioles.
Man.
0-1 delivery on the way to him. Martinez will go to center field. Cedric Mullins will get there in plenty of time to put it away. A couple of fly ball outs.
Yeah, MLB TV is now available at a lower price for $49.99. Watch every out market regular season game. Plus get free subscription to MLB at Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer.
Orioles here at home this year have won 20 and lost 38. Trying to put a W up and avoid the sweep. Barnes is getting ready in the bullpen. And the pitch taken down low for a ball. Moreland with 2 down and nobody on. Michael Givens the delivery. The fewest wins at home by the Orioles, you go back to 1994, and the Orioles won 28 games at home that year. Now the Orioles should not break that record. They've got 20 wins. They've got enough games left where they should be able to pick up enough to get by that, but they're untantalizingly close to that number.
Yeah, well, I hope the Orioles get over that number. I mean, what are there, like 20 home games left, something like that? Should be able to win a few games, right?
Got to win about half of them.
Well, if their offense keeps staying consistent, I know they had a tough challenge today, but obviously still time left.
Got him.
The bats well.
And that'll retire the side in order here in the 8th inning. The small game is not over. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It remains 2-0 Boston.
Light, hold true moment. Trey Mancini coming up with the bases loaded, 2 outs on the board. Ball 1 away, ball 2. Trey seeing the ball so well. That's got to be a ball, but no. Strike 1, strike 2, and Mancini goes to work. What a battle he had with Brazier. I mean, Brazier tested him there, fouling off some tough pitches. These fastballs all up in the high 90s, 97, 98, and then he fools him with a 3-2 slider. Strike 3 there. Mancini goes down, and the score still holding at 2-0 Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th.
So Matt Barnes will come out of the bullpen yet one more time.
Yeah, getting to that back end, and Barnes some big time stuff. Power fastball, breaking ball combination, loves to spin it. 247 earned run average, at 80 punch outs in 51 innings of work, holding opponents down to 168 overall batting average. Look at the number by the righties, just 139, only 2 home runs given up.
And one of those in this series in game 1. Mark Trumbo had a home run off him in the 8th inning. And a chopper, and I mean a Baltimore chop. This is going to be a race to the bag, and it's going to be a base hit. There is Cedric Mullins charging down the line, and the Orioles again will get the potential tying run to the plate.
Yeah, nice to have that type of speed. A Baltimore chop, and it's a foot race. 18, he and Barnes, and Mullins sniffing it out, and he beats it by that half a step. Yeah, Wayne Kirby making the call as well. Moreland doing his best. The power underhand feed, and bang, bang. But the first bang goes to Cedric.
So the leadoff man on here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Orioles have had the leadoff man on only twice. Nunez with the first hit of the game, but the Orioles' 3rd inning was stranded. Joey Rickard a base hit. He is 1 for 3. Barnes delivery to him. That'll be down low for a ball. Johnson worked an inning. Had 1 strikeout and 1 walk. Bullpen has obviously given up nothing here run wise in this game. They gave up only 1 in the second game of the doubleheader yesterday. They gave up none in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday. Red Sox bullpen clearly taxed in terms of usage, but it has been effective so far.
Yeah, it seems like nobody really getting stretched out, you know, maxed out in a pitch count, 1 inning stints. And if a guy's getting roughed up early, Cora not wasting much time to put another arm in there.
Even using a starter in Johnson here in this game. 2-0 count. Mullins pretty good lead at first. Pitch will be in there for a strike.
I'll tell you, if you wanted one man, how about Joey Rickard? He's swinging a hot bat, and 6 of his 7 home runs have come right here at Camden Yards. Rickard with a home run in yesterday's ball game. Streaky hitter. And keep him going here.
Matt Barnes, 2-1 delivery on the way, and that is foul. And around on that one a little too far for Joey Rickard. Faced Barnes a couple of times. Rickard is 0 for 2 against the Red Sox right-hander. Yet another strength of this Red Sox team has been their pen. They are 4th in ERA. Allowed the second fewest home runs. So a little surprising. They have not been a strikeout bullpen in terms of their walk ratio. Now they're 3rd in strikeouts, but their walks per 9 innings is 11th. So they get Ks, but they also surrender some free passes, and then are able to work their way around it. 2-ball, 2-strike count. Mullins on at first. There's nobody out. In the air to center, Mr. Bradley Jr.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. And that's not the floss dance.
Nope.
We got to learn the
It's
new
a good one though. And she had the facial expressions to go with it. Barnes against the Orioles this year, game number 7. 1 run, 2 hits, 6 innings. Against the Orioles, no record this year. 1-1-1 lifetime against the O's. Mullins draws a little attention. Orioles down 2-0, 8th inning. Trying to find an extra base hit. The Orioles have only 3 hits. They're all singles, and they've been well scattered. 3rd, 6th, and 8th innings. Pitch on the way. That's going to be a base hit into right field. Mullins will make a turn and stay. The arm of Betts holding him at second base. And the Orioles have 2 on and 1 down.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there. Lefties love it when there's a base runner at first base. And Mullins getting on that Baltimore chop. Here the hanging breaking ball, and he smokes it through the hole. Take a look. Moreland can't react. And it's sneaking by the second baseman Nunez. Put some pressure on here with 1 out in the 8th.
So the second best chance, or maybe really the best chance the Orioles have had. In the 6th inning when they loaded them up, they were 2 down before they got the rally started. Here, 1st and 2nd and only 1 out. And Adam Jones, he's drawn a walk, grounded out, struck out. Orioles just 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. Adam will take it all the way to the backstop. Now the best chance of the ball game. 2 in scoring position, representing a tie ball game on the bases.
Oh yeah. Orioles getting everybody over in the scoring position here. Barnes spiking it, just spiking the fastball. Oh my goodness. Right down into the dirt, almost caught the grass in front of home plate. Young, no chance of blocking that one.
That is the 6th wild pitch Barnes has thrown this year. Bobby Dickerson is over there talking to Mullins, the lead runner, and you know one of the things he's reminding him of, Barnes can bury him. So get off as far as you can here, and we can get a run that way. Take it. 1-0 delivery on the way. Adam will take the slider high. Count goes to 2-0. Orioles trying to mount a big comeback in terms of a ball game where the chances have been so few in a ball game that is so close. 2-0 since the 4th inning. Matt Barnes, 2-0 delivery on the way. He's not even close on these pitches.
Man, well, I got that open base, and it's the breaking ball getting away. Take a look at the green line. That's a sac fly probability. Bobby Dickerson, that's the line that he's using in his head. If Adam Jones hits it out there, that's a green light. He's going to send Mullins a little bit shallower because Mullins has that exceptional speed at third base. Adam Jones a couple different ways. Obviously 3-0 probably taken here, but he's looking to drive the baseball.
3-0 delivery, and he walked him in there loaded. Adam was 1 for 12 off Barnes in his career, and he gets a walk. It does, of course, set up the possibility for a ground ball double play. The boy you're facing, as we've said, hot hitter in the lineup, Mancini, in this game of redemption, will get a second chance. He was up with the bases loaded in the 6th inning. Had a great at bat, struck out. He's up again with the bases loaded, 8th inning, 1 down.
Now we talked about him heating up since the All-Star break. Just a different hitter right now, more calm, relaxed, putting together better ABs. Hope he can come through here.
Delivery by Barnes will be in there for a strike.
Now here's a look at some of the numbers. It's the All-Star break. 4 of his 5 home runs have come against the American League East since after the break. And of course, the Red Sox being in the East, timing is everything.
0-1 the count. Trey Mancini, runners lead outside. Ironically, one of the best hitters last year with runners in scoring position has been dead last in the majors the entire year until after the All-Star break. He's now back up over 300 during that span in these situations. 1-1 delivery. Barnes struggling with the strike zone here, 2-1.
Yeah, all over the place right now. And Mancini not biting.
Mullins, the lead runner, a base hit, singled. Biard, second base, the walk to Jones at first. Two ball, 1 strike count. Mancini will fight it off.
Yeah, good fastball there, 98 miles an hour. Mancini a hair tardy on that one. Get back into battle mode.
Barnes starting the inning out of the bullpen. Mullins with that infield hit kicked it off. 2 ball, 2 strike count, infield at double play depth. 2-2 delivery on the way. In the air, center field, hit it hard. It'll get at least 1 in. Jackie Bradley Jr. He'll make the throw to the infield, and the Orioles are on the board. Sac fly, Trey Mancini, and it is a 1-run ball game.
Now nicely done. Another tough AB for Boom Boom. Swung through a fastball that he wants back, but got a pitch he can handle to drive in the Orioles' first run. Deep fly ball to center field. Well, tough breaking ball.
Perhaps equally important, the runner moves up. Ball was deep enough so they could tag at second and get the potential tying run to third base.
Yeah, you know, I think having a runner at third base kind of gets in Barnes' head a little bit. His best pitch, that breaking ball, and he definitely likes to spike it in the dirt. Seen a couple get by Leon, so not quite as confident right now.
39 RBIs for Trey. 2-1 ball game. 2 down. Beckham is lined out softly to short. Struck out twice. First and third, 2 down. Foul tipped. Beckham against Barnes. Lifetime is 0 for 4. Well, by far, from the Orioles' point of view, the best ball game of this 4-game set, as they've really battled trying to avoid this sweep by the Red Sox. 0 on the count. Big lead at third. I mean, wandering halfway down the line. Breaking ball. Good focus by Barnes. They are trying to draw his attention. Take a couple of stutter steps towards home plate as Devers had backed up at third, so he had a lot of room.
Yeah. They're messing with him, trying to get in his head a little bit, and he snaps off a beauty. Right there, throws it hard. 87-mile-an-hour breaking ball. Kind of freezing Beckham.
0-2 the count. Devers forced in a step or two to try and hold the runner closer. That gives Beckham an extra chance if he hits one down to third. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be way up high. The way Barnes is pitching right now, you really got to wait. You're not quite sure. He's not quite sure where the baseball is going.
Yeah, you got that right. And typically a pitcher like Barnes, so he gets the high fastball call. Leon saves him from the ball going to the backstop. That's where he'll probably flip that wrinkle in there on the breaking ball.
1-2 delivery. Runner goes from first. Swung on and miss. So the strikeout, another big one, and the Orioles will get a run on a couple of hits and leave 2 on. 2-1.
Is brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by the University of Maryland Medical Center. Be a part of something greater.
Great ball game, and this is going to go right down to that 27th out for somebody, with the Red Sox leading at 2-1, 2-6-0, 1-4-1. Givens retired the side in order in the 8th. Will stay on as we go to the 9th inning. Nunez, Devers, and Leone are due up, and Givens' delivery with that nasty slider down and away, and an 0-1 count.
Yeah, beautiful pitch. Nunez known for ambushing right there, and he's hunting heater and doesn't get it. Strike one.
25,303. Seeing a real good ball game on this Sunday. 2-5-3-0-3. 0-1 delivery on the way, and the pitch will be taken outside. Nunez, 4-game hit streak, not extended. Kimbrel, the closer, getting ready. 2 ground ball outs and a fly ball out in the ball game for Nunez. He'll go the other way, and that will be foul.
A good pitch there. Nunez stepping in the bucket a little bit, clearing out that front side. Michael Givens shooting it from the side, so well executed pitch on that outside corner. Should do the trick.
1-2 delivery. That'll be a base hit. A little too fat. Didn't get it out where he wanted it to be. And Nunez is on with a leadoff single here in the 9th inning.
Well, off day tomorrow for the Orioles. Join us again Tuesday for more O's action. Game 1 of a 2-game set versus the Mets. Jason Vargas takes the mound against Andrew Kashner. Coverage on Masson begins at 6:30 p.m. with O's Extra presented by Southwest. Game at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on Masson.
See how Alex Cora wants to play this now. Devers up, nobody out. Runner at first, 9th inning, ahead by 1. Throw over to try and get an indication whether or not he might be bunting. He has picked up a base hit, 1 for 3 in the ball game, his only hit of the series, 1 for 10. Tom Goodwin talking to the base runner Nunez at first to make sure he's got the sign if there is one. Does not show bunt, takes the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. He has gone 2 for 3 lifetime against Givens. Carlos Fabulous down at third, relaying the signs. Orioles do not play bunt, they back up. 0-1 delivery on the way. He certainly wasn't bunting. Foul tipped.
Yeah, healthy cut right there. I'm sure Devers not a lot of bunts this season. And Cora managers definitely know which guys can handle these type of situations. Get a runner at first base, and this is a lefty's dream. So maybe saying, okay, go ahead, hook one in that hole for us.
0-2 delivery, goes after it, misses. Didn't take long. Strike him out, 1 down.
Good power fastball right there from Givens. Slinging it from the side, so it's got some up and away upshoot here. Take a look. Boy, life up through the top of the zone, 97 miles an hour, and Devers can't handle it.
That'll bring Leone to the plate. Leone with an 0 for 2 off Givens. And an 0 for 2 in the ball game. Now he did sacrifice, but there's a now an out here in the inning. 1 down, runner off first. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Yankee Bradley Jr. waiting on deck. 2-1 ball game. Orioles have left 7, 6 left by the Red Sox. Red Sox have had the lead throughout. Almost caught him flat-footed. Nunez back to the bag. Orioles 9th inning. Davis, Nunez, wins. Will be due up. Kimbrel is ready to come in for Boston. 0-1. Little fade on that one.
Oh, that is so nasty. Givens getting the call on the fastball away, and then backs it up with a filthy changeup, starting it out in the same spot and then drops off the table. See the second pitch dropping underneath the strike zone, but getting Leone to bite on it. Boy, all strikes for Givens, just filling it up. Only 4 balls thrown in his 24 pitches.
0-2 delivery. 97, trying to get a strikeout on him. And fouled that one back. Red Sox have beaten the Orioles 16 of the last 18 games. They are 13-2 against the Orioles this year. And the Orioles trying to undo some of that with a 9th inning rally. But first, you got to keep the Red Sox off the board here in the top of the 9th inning.
Well, definitely concerned about Nunez over there as well, and whether or not he runs is one thing, but you certainly have to let him know you're thinking about him, or they will take that opportunity. Curtis Goodwin, their first base coach, a great base stealer in his time.
0-2 delivery back again.
And he's over there giving them all the information after every pitch. He's getting in Nunez's ear.
Eduardo Nunez, 6 out of 8 stealing bases. Cal remains at 0-2. Sandy Leone battling, trying to get that runner moved up. Orioles outfield, right and center, moving in a couple of steps, not wanting a ball to drop in front of him here. 0-2 delivery is outside for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strike count on Leone. Red Sox, of course, we've talked about some of the injuries they've gone through. Perhaps none more important than Christian Vasquez with a fractured finger back on July 8. He is still on the DL. And Blake Swihart, who was doing the backup catching, also injured. Runner goes. Throw. Not in time. He was running. 7 stolen bases.
Wow. Now a little false step the pitch prior. And I guess the Orioles not thinking he was really thinking about stealing, and off he goes. Picked the right pitch too, a changeup. Givens just missing on that outside corner.
Such an enormously important potential run out there.
Oh, it's a walking lead, man. He just gets some rhythm and doesn't stop. Boy, the good base stealers, they dream about that, getting a little momentum towards their target.
Down to first and foul. Red Sox are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. The Orioles 0 for 2. Here in the 9th with only one away. Big stolen base. Now Leone trying to pick up an RBI. With real good speed, the Orioles back up on the shortstop will try and hold Nunez from getting a big jump. The outfield playing shallow enough, a base hit in front of him anywhere. They'll have a chance at the plate. 2-2 delivery on the way. Won't have to worry about it. Third base. Look out. Beckham wandering over after Nunez had followed that ball all the way out. And fortunately for the Orioles, the catch is made.
Jeez. Well, looks like Nunez is camped, and I don't know. There's got to be some better communication. Maybe nobody calling it right there. But Beckham reaching up and taking it away, and they better talk about it, get on the same page. And then the fact that nobody was covering third base. Yeah, frustration for a manager.
Kind of mistakes the Orioles keep making that don't show up anywhere except on the field. Fortunately, they get away with that one. And there are 2 down. Jackie Bradley Jr. base hit, 1 for 3. What a series for the number 9 hitter. He's had 6 hits in 13 at bats, 2 home runs, and 3 RBIs against the Orioles. 1-0 count on him with 2 down. Fouled away. I know it doesn't happen anymore, but I love Earl Weaver. Loved Earl. Didn't know him real well, but I just loved him. I look at a play like that and I'm thinking, when those guys came back to the dugout, if Earl Weaver was managing, there would have been fire coming off the walls.
Oh, absolutely.
And you don't do that anymore with players. You talk to them.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing that is just unacceptable.
Well,
can't happen.
I know. And you know, I mean, I talked to Bobby Dickerson a lot here recently, and there's a lot of frustration because the Orioles have been spoiled, I think, with the likes of J.J. Hardy, Manny, you know, the Gold Gloves that they've had flashing around the infield. And a lot of teams have had to deal with kind of a shoddy defense, and this is what they look at on a nightly basis. Well, the Orioles shouldn't accept it, and they'll definitely be talked to about it. And it's just a matter of guys working together, really understanding the responsibility. I think when you're trying to make an impact, a lot of times guys try to do too much, kind of get outside of their comfort zone just to show the manager what they can do or what they can't do. And unfortunately, it leads to some bad baseball.
Down the line. Oh, what an enormous hit. Nunez is going to score. He'll get a single. The base hit, Jackie Bradley Jr. 4 RBIs in this series against the Orioles for the center fielder. And that makes it 3-1.
Yeah, pulling the hands inside there. A good fastball from Givens, and he just fillets it down that left field line. And Nunez able to walk home after that big stolen base.
So Givens unable to work his way out of it, and another 2-out RBI. Two down, and the slider will miss outside. Well, we've said it all season long. Next time when the Orioles play the final series in Boston, we'll go back and we'll put the numbers together on what the bottom third of the order has done against the Orioles this year for the Red Sox. It seems like every game they have helped offensive, not just helped, but made the difference in a ball game. Givens throw over to get Bradley back to the bag.
Yeah, Bradley Jr. I think the Orioles had a pretty good idea how to control him offensively. Defensively, he's definitely made an impact against this team most of the season long, but offensively he turned it on here this series and came up with some huge hits. Probably none bigger than that last one.
47 RBIs for him, by the way. Bats at the plate. Probably a last chance to extend his hit streak, which right now is at 7. He's had the 0 for today, 0 for 3, and an intentional walk. 3 for 12 lifetime against Givens. 2-0 delivery on the way to him. That's going to go to right field. That'll be a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Because they couldn't cut it off, Bradley will score all the way from first. Another 2-out RBI on a double by Mookie Betts.
Yeah, 34th double and another clutch 2-out hit. Coming in the 9th and pushing another insurance run across. Fastball staying in the middle of the plate. And it makes a loud sound. And right off the bat, Bradley Jr. striding it out. The longest strides in the game. Picking up paper coming around there. 2 runs here in the 9th inning.
And Michael Givens, who looks so sharp on a couple of hitters, just could not find the final out here in the 9th.
Well, the Orioles out of the pen. A couple wins, 5.94 earned run average. And really good appearances, some not so good appearances, but a power arm, 54 punch-outs in 36 1/3. Opponent's hitting 274 overall. Righty's touching him up pretty good at 321, but he's here to get the lefty out. Brock Holt, 215 batting average for lefties. That number right there, inherited runner stranded, has got to get a little bit better. But 1 out's all he needs here.
Big 9th inning. 2 runs have scored. 3 hits in the inning. Betts on at second base, 2 down. Brock Holt will take the pitch on the inside corner. Holt, 4th inning, singled. He would score an unearned run on an error. J.D. Martinez doubled into right field. Adam Jones had trouble cleanly handling the ball and allowed Holt to come around to score. No RBI and an unearned run. 0-1 delivery on the way. Swing and a miss and a good pitch down and away.
A nice sweeping slider. One starting inside. Front door breaking ball. And then the back door breaking ball as it starts on the plate and just pushes off. A couple pretty good pitches there.
4-9-0 now for the Red Sox. 1-4-1 for the Orioles. Betts meandering around at second base. 0-2 delivery will miss down low. So the Red Sox have not trailed in this game as close as it's been. That Pearce home run that put them on top 1-0. They had a 2-0 lead. Orioles didn't get on the board till the 8th. And the RBI sac fly by Trey Mancini. 1-2 delivery on the way. In the air to left. Going back. Near the warning track. And hauled in by Joey Rickert. Holt retired. Top of the 9th. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. Bottom of the 9th inning coming. Kimbrel to pitch.
of the game. First inning, 2 outs on the board, and Cobb makes one mistake in the ball game, and Pearce gets it. A hanging breaking ball, 100 miles an hour off the bat, 31-degree launch angle, and he gets the Red Sox on the board. Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. There's a look at Steve Pearce. A couple big tack-on runs there in the 9th inning to make it 4-1. And now, of course, the challenge. Go through the closer, Craig Kimbrell. 49th appearance, has 34 saves this season. Of course, he's blown 4. There's an opportunity there. 3 wins, 263 earned run average, 72 punch-outs for Kimbrell. Power arm, high fastball velocity, up around 99 miles an hour with a power slider to go along with it. So that opponent batting average just 168 overall.
Kimbrell picked up a save in the second game yesterday, number 34. The Orioles bat here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Davis has struck out 3 times in the game. For Kimbrell this year, you saw the 34 and a 38. Against the Orioles, he's 5 for 5 this year. And he is 16 for 16 lifetime in saves against the O's. 0-1 count. And Kimbrell way up high with it. We're talking about the 2-out RBIs, something else the Red Sox have done a lot of. 15 2-out RBIs in this series in 4 games. 1-1 delivery on the way, and they added in the 9th inning those 2 RBIs, 2 down.
Yeah,
that's a lot of runs.
Sure is.
2-out RBIs are not easy to come by.
Yeah, and they're backbreakers against the opposition, man.
Yeah. They had 10 of those in that 19-run game. 2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way by Kimbrell, and swinging through it. 2-2.
Big fastball, a lot of big arms on the Red Sox side. 98 right there.
Chris 1 for 10 off Kimbrell, a home run. Two ball, 2 strike delivery. Right-hander gets it in there. And the golden sombrero. 1 down.
A little backdoor slider right there. And then Davis thinking about that 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Slows it down a notch. With some pretty good tilt.
One down in the 9th. Red Sox on the verge of a 4-game sweep against the Orioles and improve their mark to 14-2 on the year against the O's. One more series remaining that'll be coming up in Boston between these 2 teams. One 0 count. Nunez, a base hit. Got the first hit for the Orioles off Sale. Chris worked 5 innings, no runs, 5 hits. He didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 12. Going after victory number 12 against 4 losses. 2-0 against the Orioles this year with a win. 1-1 delivery on the way, breaking ball. And what a tough outing for Alex Cobb. He was outstanding. 2 runs, 1 earned on 6 hits over 7 innings for Cobb.
Yeah, he looks so good. I mean, good movement, right command of everything.
2-1 delivery on the way by Kimbrell. 96 in and up. 3-1. Vital runs in the 9th inning by the Red Sox changes the whole complexion of the bottom half of the inning and how you got to play it. 3 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. That'll be in there. Saw Mark Trumbo, the knee problem flaring up. Whether or not he will be available Tuesday when the Red Sox and when the Orioles rather will take on the Mets remains to be seen. Day off today. Orioles have a day off tomorrow, and the knee being looked at today and tomorrow.
Well, I think if the opportunity arose here, get a couple Orioles on base, I would not be surprised if Trumbo stepped up in the box.
Yep. And there's big walk.
A couple real good at bats for Nunez here this afternoon. Made a couple nice plays defensively as well. And there's a look at Mark Trumbo. He's got the batting gloves on.
He represents a potential tying run, much less a go-ahead. Mike, I think, is right. He'll be in there. Can't run very well, but he can swing.
No.
Wins an 0 for 3. He's had 1 hit, 6 at bats in this series against the Red Sox. Kimbrel will wait. Sandy Leon, the catcher, asked for the timeout. They're trying to figure out what to do with Moreland at first. Whether they want him on the bag or behind the runner. He'll stay a step behind. You got to make sure Kimbrel knows that. The last thing you want is to have him throw over to first base and nobody there.
Yeah, exactly. So trying to do him a favor, though, and get more defenders back there. Moreland get a couple more steps off the base. Nunez's run means absolutely nothing, so don't really care about him.
Kimbrel with a 1-0. That's going to miss. So Kimbrel falls behind here, 2-0. Orioles with Cedric Mullins waiting on deck, and then we'll turn the order over.
Orioles showing some good patience right now. Might have got the command to take a strike, but either way, forcing Kimbrel. Well, a lot of different philosophies when you face a closer. One thing is don't let him get ahead, because once closers get ahead, that's when they go to work and come with their nasty stuff. So be aggressive. You know, Kimbrel's got some pretty good pitches coming in there. Power fastball and hard slider.
Orioles have been able to get 4 runs off him this year on 4 hits in 6 innings, even though he's 5 for 5 in saves. Off the fist, that one's going to be fouled back. Kimbrel with his 34 saves, second in the league to Diaz of Seattle, the quietest leader in saves maybe in baseball history. Diaz has got 45 saves with Seattle.
Man.
And most baseball fans go, who? Pitch on the way. That's going to be a base hit. Big at bat into right field. Betts charges to hold the runner. Look out. Oh, mercy. Was that ever close? Nunez trying to get back to the bag. Fell. He slipped. Feet came out from under him. And Betts charging almost got him. Diving into the bag.
Boy, sure did. What a great piece of hitting, though. Nasty slider down and away, and Wins continues. Finds some outfield grass. There you see Betts on the run. You talk about those tight lines of pursuit angles. Yeah, he didn't want Nunez going first to third, so Nunez trying to put the brakes on. Holt right there, picking it up on the pick and just missing the tag on the back end. Good job by Nunez getting back.
Once again, the baseball adage comes into play. 27 outs. So far, the Red Sox only have 25. Mullins a base hit scored in the 8th inning. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. He represents the potential tying run here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. First and second and 1 out. How'd you like to wrap up your opening Major League Series?
Yeah, a big hit. Why not? He's had some really good at bats. He's quiet ABs.
5 for 12 in the series. 1-0 delivery on the way. And this is how Kimbrel's working behind the hitters. 2-0.
Yeah, and creeping up there in pitches. 18 pitches thrown and falling behind every hitter.
Two-0 count. A 1-out walk. Nunez second. Single. Wins first. And you can see Kimbrel going, I'm throwing this right down the middle.
Yeah.
2-1.
Might try it again.
Yep. The walks aren't going to help. Lagier, the pitching coach, intently watching. 2-1 delivery on the way. That's a nasty pitch, 2-2.
Yeah, so all over the place, and all of a sudden comes up with a Hall of Fame pitch. Painted 97 on the outside corner. Down and away, tough to get to. Tough pitch to hit.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Kimbrel, high heat.
Well, tough when you get with 2 strikes. Got to protect that plate. And Kimbrel attacking the top of the zone here, and he kind of gets under the fastball anyway. So a little upshoot with the cheese ball.
So 2 down, 2 on, and here is Trumbo. He will bat for Joey Rickert with the hope that the hot streak he has going can continue. And the Orioles obviously hoping the long ball might come into play right here and tie this ball game up in the bottom half of the 9th inning. 2 down and 2 on. Bad knee and all at the plate. And Kimber wants to talk to his catcher here on this at bat.
Yeah, definitely runner at second base. Make sure they're on the same page. Trumbo has just been on fire. One of the better hitters in the game right here in the month of August. Of course, since the All-Star break, been swinging the bat very well. But the power numbers just flying. 5 home runs already in the month of August.
So the discussion held. 30-year-old right-hander Kimbrel trying to keep his mark alive against the Orioles in saves. Trumbo with 2 down waiting. And the pitch will be a strike in the outside corner. Trumbo with a 2 for 9 lifetime off Kimbrel. On the count. Runners off first and second. Trumbo in the games played here in the series, couple of them, picked up a couple of hits, 9 at bats, has a home run in the series. Michael Givens, inning and 2/3, 2 runs, 3 hits. 1-2.
Hard slider right there. Threw it so hard that Trumbo saw a fastball right out of the hand, 88 miles an hour. And he's thinking that's going to be a fastball on the outside corner, but the power slider, a nice little pick there, go unnoticed by Leon.
Nunez off second. Austin Wynns off first. Kimbrel with a 1-2 delivery. Ball game's over. He struck the side out. He works an inning. He gives up 1 hit, no runs, and the Red Sox have swept the 4-game series as they win this one 4-1. Sale 12-4 wins it. Cobb 3-15 is the loser. And we will join you again after a day off tomorrow, Tuesday. More Orioles action. 2-game set coming up against the Mets. Jason Vargas will be on the mound against Andrew Kashner. Coverage on Masson begins at 6:30 with those extra, presented by Southwest. Game at 7. This has been a Masson presentation. Tom and Rick standing by. Take a look at the Sunday day game end at this 4-game set and how it came down in the Red Sox favor. For Mike Bordick and all of our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Have a great Sunday evening. Adieu.